And with that, I want to welcome everybody into the final regular season edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined as always by Stu Nyman to bring you today's matchup between the Fireballs and the Cyclones. How you doing today, Stu?
Doing real well, Andrew. Getting ready to start. Everyone's in place.
Yes, let's get right into this second division doubles match. We'll get you the standings between sets. Lalu and Arats get us started here against Ikeda and Manu. Simply put, after last night's decision, the Fireballs tie or win today's game day, they will clinch the #1 seed. If the Fireballs lose the game day today, the Devils will be the #1 seed. That's what's at stake. There's the serve. Let's begin.
We begin with an ace. First point for Lalu and Arats of the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve. That happened pretty quick, huh?
And right away, you get that powerful serve.
I don't think you got a chance to put any punctuation on the end of your statement.
No,
It was punctuated by an ace.
That's well said.
Manu down low. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Manu at the side wall. Backhand from the 11 again. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Lalu. What a catch by Manu. Lalu's there. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand, straight back. Arats is there. There's the backhand by Lalu. Robote coming out on the wall. Difficult Robote save by Ikeda. Scoop by Arats. Ikeda from the 8 line. Cortada. Arats reads it, stops it. Robote forehand by Lalu. Crossing the wall, beautifully caught by Manu. Robote saved by Lalu. He gets in there. Here's Ikeda up at the 4 line. 2-all. Scoop by Ikeda. Drop shot. Will score. Beautifully played up there in the front court by both front quarters. We're all tied up. 1-1. Ikeda serves.
First couple opportunities Ikeda had to kill it. He just threw it right to the opposition. This last throw, I love it here. It looks like he's going with the forehand, and then he cuts off the swing. Lalu was waiting for a carom of some sort. Certainly not expecting that drop shot. Arats apologizing there from the backcourt, and a lot of times that is the backcourter's responsibility. Ikeda ties it up early, 1-1.
Here's the backhand by Arats. Robote. Forehand by Ikeda. Arats is there. Backhand from the 9 line. Arats will take that one at the 12 line. Ikeda at the side wall. Backhand from the 7. Backhands on the side wall. Picked off by Arats. Arats powerfully. This ball kicking out on the Robote to the 6 line. Arats is there. Robote forehand. Big bounce brought down by Manu at the 11 line. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Arats on the Robote. It's a 2-all. Scoop attempt is tipped. Second point for Lalu and Arats of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
You don't typically like to see the front quarters scooping it on the back quarters. Got a beat on it. You know, Manu was moving outside. But again, that shows you the importance of communication. If Manu doesn't talk and tell Ikeda he's there, I don't want that ball to go by you either.
Powerful, powerful serve to the inside. Here's a catch and return by Lalu. This goes wall-to-wall. Robote coming out. Robote is a swing and a miss at the 5 line. Third point for Lalu and Arats of the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
And when you see a swing and a miss on these Robotes, more often than not, it does come on a long Robote, one that hits off the back wall and comes all the way back up in front of about the 6 or 7 line. It's all timing, and the longer that ball's in the air, something can happen, and it just throws it off a bit.
Beautiful catch by Manu off a near-perfect serve by Lalu. Rebote forehand to the outside. Ikeda has it. Cortada read by Arats perfectly. Powerful backhand sends the rebote to the 7 line. Arats on the catch, backhand to the inside. Ikeda takes it in the air, backhand from the 8. Beautiful catch by Manu. Here's the backhand. Lalu at the 10 line, backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Caught by Arats. Rebote forehand, the inside. Manu is there. Backhand from the 10 line. Powerful rebote throw by Lalu. Manu from the forehand, and Arats is there. Ikeda will take that on the bounce, put it back to the inside. Arats advances, take it in the air. Backhand. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Tough grab by Arats is not completed. That's a 2nd point for the Cyclones. Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda serves.
Oh, such a tough scoop. Late contact there with the sidewall. Arats left his feet, too. Just a lot of complicated things trying to happen at one time.
Yeah, that ball was coming fast, too. Like, real fast.
Had it for a moment, but in the end, 2nd point for the Cyclones.
There's the backhand by Manu. There's the backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. It's a drop shot. Ikeda takes off. He gets there. Rifles it to the outside where it will score. We're tied up 3-3. Ikeda serves for the Cyclones.
Well, Ikeda mixing it up today. You know, really solid player, great catching ability for a Division IV player, but what he lacks is just the ability to consistently kill it. He's gone with the drop shot so far, an outside placement, a wide variety, and it's keeping Lalu honest there outside. And a nice comeback, a couple points in a row. The Cyclones have tied it up early on.
Arats on the backhand to the inside. Rebote by Ikeda. That kicks. Beautiful catch by Arats.
My, oh my.
Here's the backhand by Manu. It's going to be a low runner to the corner. What a scoop by Arats at the 13 line. That ball is tipped in the front court by Ikeda. That's 4 points for Lalu and Arats of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Just an insane catch in the corner by Arats. It's coming up on a quick bounce deep in the backcourt. I mean, it's so hard to control those, and he just brought it in, and perfect backhand out of reach. Take the lead.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand. Low runner to the inside. Scoop by Arats. Backhand by Arats. He throws it deep. Beautiful catch by Manu at the 12 line. Big, big backhand. Goes wall to wall. Lalu is there. Sidearm. Rebote. Stopped by Manu. Backhand 2-all. Caught in the air by Lalu. Cortada by Lalu will score.
Wow.
Beautiful play by Lalu and Manu. Possible set point for the Fireballs.
Well, Manu going for a backhand 2-all. Not often you see it. That's why Lalu just got to it. Right on the tip. How about this Cortada? It's perfect. I think it may have been a clean miss by Ikeda, but Manu was kind of screened too.
Here's a backhand by Manu. Rebote to the inside. Manu is there. Rebote. Rebote forehand. Arats calls for it, makes the catch. Forehand up the middle, caught by Manu. Manu on the backhand to the inside, which is tipped in the front court. 4 points for Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda has the serve for the Cyclones.
No, just a miss by Lalu. I mean, it's not on the wall. It's coming in obviously pretty fast, but one that he expects to bring in. See by the reaction, keeps the Cyclones in it. Now down just a point.
Here's a backhand by Arats. Ikeda coming cross court to make the play. Arats again, powerfully to the inside. Manu's there. Lalu from the 8 line, backhand, powerfully thrown. Robote's coming all the way out to the 3 line. Arats on the backhand from the 9. Manu powerfully. Robote coming out. Robote left side by Lalu. Lalu gets in there, takes the ball in the air, backhand. Wall to wall. Here's a backhand by Arats. Manu, tremendous catch along the sidewall at the 13. There's a backhand by Manu. Robote. Lalu on the catch, backhand, powerfully thrown from the 7 line, wall to wall. Ikeda on the Robote, beautifully thrown. Backhand by Arats, trying to pass, and he does. Arats from the 9 line, a low runner, scooped up by Manu. Arats calls for it, backhand to the inside. Robote coming out to the 6 line, fired from the forehand of Lalu.
What a Robote. My goodness.
Ikeda hangs in there, puts it right up the middle safely. Robote saved by Manu. Ball taken on the bounce by Lalu. Hard to the inside, scoop by Manu. Robote is missed mid-court. We have gotten to 5-5. This is set point. Wow.
Well, Lalu's throwing the ball about as hard as he can, and when you try to do that on a Robote, a lot of times it results in a swing and a miss. You know, just trying to overthrow it, trying to throw it through the front wall as opposed to just kind of continuing the rally.
And especially when you have Manu in the back. I mean, it's like to throw a ball so hard that Manu can't catch is not something we see from anybody in battle court.
It's a placement over power.
I mean, he's missed a few balls, but not because they were coming too fast.
Yeah, and think about the misses in this match. I mean, Arats in the backcourt, it hasn't been because it's fast. It's just the placement of where the ball is dropping.
Here's a backhand by Arats. Manu keeps the Robote. Catch on the forehand of Lalu. Lalu powerfully from the forehand, wall to wall. Inside it goes. Beautiful catch on the wall by Arats. Manu at the 12 line, backhand. Low runner, scooped up again by Arats. Backhand, caught in the air by Ikeda. Arats now on the forehand. Robote by Ikeda, safely to the inside. Arats takes it on the bounce. Backhand. Powerful backhand, caught by Arats. Arats high to the front wall. Robote coming out. That rebound off the back wall. Fired low and hard by Ikeda. Manu has the Robote at the 10 line. Ikeda from the 7. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. Beautiful catch down low by Arats. Robote forehand to the inside. Arats saves the Robote. Ikeda's at the side wall. He makes the play. Big backhand coming out to the Robote. Robote left side, fire to the inside, and caught by Manu. Manu really rifles this one, and it's tipped.
What a comeback.
Point and set for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. They win the first set 6-5. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set. Wow.
A set that felt like the Cyclones were always trailing. You know, even when they tied it up 2-2, it just never felt like they were in control. And the last time these two teams matched up, Lalu and Arats, with a decisive straight set victory, it was 6-2, 6-0. So to give away those final 3 points and the Cyclones to steal that set away, pretty surprising given what we've seen this season.
No question about it. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently playing our first of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. Some replays from that first set.
Let's take a look here. 2-wall attempt by Rotz, but Ikeda's able to scoop it and then sells it. I mean,
yeah, it looked like it was going to be potentially a cortado shot that's thrown hard, but turned it into a drop shot that died crossing that side wall. Look at Rotz. He's been making those catches one after the other, but as soon as you get that side wall involved, it becomes very difficult. Ikeda reads this perfectly. The outside placement, it just happens so quickly, it goes right over the cesta of Lalu.
Such a good catch there. Again, not a lot of space. Backhand 2-wall attempt by Manu. Look at Lalu. Stops it in the air. Crossing perfectly. But the Cyclones come back, take the final 3 points. They win that set 6-5. Can't take a look at our season-long standings before we begin set number 2. As I said at the top of the broadcast, Fireballs, all they need to do is tie today's game day. So a tie or win, the Fireballs will clinch the #1 seed heading into the playoffs. If the Fireballs lose the game day today, the Devils will clinch the #1 seed. The Fireballs will fall to the #2 seed.
It's pretty straightforward.
Renegades are locked into the 3. Warriors are locked into the 4. So basically just looking at 1 and 2 and how that shakes out today, we'll see. Second set about ready to begin.
We're ready to begin our second set. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs. Here's the serve. Our second set has begun. Rebote, left side. Manu makes the catch overhead at the 12 line. Picada, big bounce. Beautiful catch by Rotz, high on the sidewall.
Another one.
This one gets by both Fireballs in the scores. First point of the second set goes to Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. Ikeda serves. Rotz, hard to the inside. Rebote left side. Here's the catch by Ikeda. Sidearm Karam. Lalu read it. Stops it. Cortada on the return is stopped by Manu and a great catch.
Wow, what a catch. Ooh.
Scoop by Lalu. Big backhand follows. Rebote coming out. Rotz let it go between his legs. Turned to make the rebote. Beautiful play.
Another one, though.
Another scoop by Lalu. He rifles the coastie outside to score. 1-1. Lalu serves for the Fireballs. So Manu's changing things up here. Okay, so this over-the-top throw is meant to bounce. It has a name. It's called picada. And he's threw it successfully to score that first point. He threw it back-to-back and beat a Rotz on it. That time, Lalu scooped it. And man,
that's a risk. I mean, that's not an easy scoop. It's big bounce, and he's brought it in twice in a row now.
Rebote forehand by Lalu. Manu advances backhand from the 8 line. Straight to the back wall, out to the rebote. Ikeda makes the catch. Rotz is there. Ikeda again. To the inside. Here's the backhand. Forehand by Rotz. Ikeda's there. Backhand from the 8. Rebote. Rebote forehand to the inside. Here's a backhand by Manu. Powerful backhand. Here's the catch by Arats. Ikeda again. Cortada stopped by Arats. That was a tough catch. Here's Manu, backhand from the 11 line. Big right side by Manu, goes wall to wall. Rebote forehand by Lalu, goes wall to wall. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Rebote with a little extra bounce. Stopped by Ikeda. Right up the middle it goes. Arats is there. Powerful backhand by Manu to the corner, out to the rebote. Arats on the catch, backhand from the 9. Beautiful catch by Manu at the 12 line. Lalu calls for the rebote, puts it inside. Manu is there. Rebote forehand, Picado rebote. Stopped in the air by Ikeda. Drop shot. Caught by Lalu. Lalu rifles it outside to score. Outside placement scoring for Lalu and Arats. Tremendous play by all 4 players. Lalu, Arats, Ikeda, Manu. Lalu will serve.
Well, it goes for the second drop shot, and the fake wasn't nearly as good as the last one. You know, Lalu gets up to it about waist level, and he throws it as hard as he can to the outside. And, I mean, Ikeda's right there. He can make a play on it, but good luck trying to time it up and, and bring that one in.
Here's the backhand by Manu. He rifles this to the back wall. Lalu on the rebote. That kicks up. Manu makes the catch. Low runner. Arats makes the save. Ikeda takes it on the bounce. Low and hard on the return. Arats is there. Here's the backhand from the 12 line. Powerful, powerful backhand by Manu. Rebote save on the forehand of Lalu. That ball caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. 3 points for Lalu and Arats. Of the fireballs, Lalu serves.
And you can hear just a little bit different sound pad between the front wall. Just catching the top piece there. Really good response by Lalu and Arats. I mean, they gave away that first set. They dropped the first point of set 2, and now 3 in a row to get back in front. More comfortable lead.
Tremendous serve by Lalu is stopped by Manu. Backhand, wall-to-wall, Rebote shooting straight out. Rebote forehand, right back, caught by Arats. Rebote forehand, 2 pass. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Rebote coming out. Forehand rebote by Ikeda. Here's Arats from the 11 line. Rebote left side by Lalu. He makes the save. Ikeda goes up the wall. Had his cesta right against the wall. Tough play. 4 points for Lalu and Arats. Lalu serves.
Yeah, you don't need that type of aggressive play from Ikeda. I mean, that just would have been a heroic catch climbing the wall, and what's he going to do with it? I mean, forehand from the inside. It's tough to throw a carom. Lalu's got the outside. They've read the drop shot well. So, again, just let that pass to Manu, who's been handling play from the back. At least he could continue the rally and give it a chance.
Powerful backhand by Manu. Rebote to the forehand of Manu. Manu powerfully from the right side. Lalu calls for it. That's too high. 2 points for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. Ikeda has the serve.
You start to see some Rebotes escape. It, kind of has to do with the power. I mean, coming off the back wall, sent it up there.
Manu's throwing as hard as I've seen him throw all season. I mean, he's just blasting them.
Throughout the day, he's been playing great. And as you said, I mean, he's controlling things from the backcourt. Not often you see a player do that.
Arats on the backhand from the 12 line. Rebote by Ikeda. Beautifully thrown. Lalu gets in there. Big bounce brought down by Manu. Lalu at the 8. Powerful backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Arats from the 10 line, backhand. Manu takes it in the air. What a catch by Arats. Manu now from the 10 line. Another powerful backhand. Robote left side is hooked. 3 points for Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda has a serve.
Yeah. Well, first one escaped, and the second one, he hooked it.
Also, if you go back and you look at that review, you'll see that Manu threw it slightly differently than he throws his backhand. Usually it's straight up and down. That was a little bit more off to the side, which gave him just a bit more power and a different spin on the ball. He was really able to throw it particularly hard that way. Fault. Over serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. Don't see him do it often, but when he gets in the, there's something about this particular match where his court positioning for the catches has been perfect, and his power has been like just a little bit more than we've seen throughout the season. There's the backhand to the inside. Manu is there. Big backhand by Manu. What a catch by Arats. Oh, the backhand by Arats took off and hit the overhead screen. We're all tied up. 4-4 is the score. Ikeda has a serve.
And another comeback by the Cyclones, now tying things up at 4-4. Boy, a few unforced errors, and that one up in the overhead screen by Arats. Never had full control.
Here's a backhand by Arats. Manu with the catch. Ikeda from the 7 line. Beautiful catch by Arats. Robote forehand. Manu's there. Here's a backhand by Arats. Lalu overhead, difficult catch. Powerful backhand right to the corner. Ikeda makes the play on the Robote. Backhand by Arats. Ikeda on the right side. Arats at the 13 line. Robote left side. A little clip off the side wall. Manu with a hop makes the catch. Picada. Lalu in and out of the basket, the ball goes. That is a 5th point for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. This is possible match point.
I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but that seemed like a difficult catch too. I mean, kind of quick bounce left side, and Arats is there in the backcourt with a little more time to react compared to Lalu. Yeah.
Manu's picada is deceiving.
Oh boy, that's floating.
That ball died coming off the front wall. Arats gets it off just in time. Here's Manu. Lalu takes that in the air. Powerful throw. Caught by Manu. Here's the backhand. Yeah, he's throwing those backhands even hard for him. Everyone. Backhand by Manu. Lower and harder. Arats reads it. Stops it in the air. Manu from the 13 line. Powerful backhand. Big bounce. Manu goes for the Robote save. Backhand by Arats, looking to pass. Manu cuts it off at the 12 line. Robote forehand flipped up. Manu advances, has it. Rifles this backhand. A Robote left side by Arats. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Ikeda powerfully from the left side, and Arats is there. Manu now from the 12 line. What a catch by Manu in the corner. Tremendous play. Outside placement, stopped by Lalu. Lalu's cortada, caught by Ikeda. Here's the backhand. Didn't even have a chance to cross the side wall. Robote forehand, straight back. Arats is there. Backhand from the 11 line. Backhand 2-all, kicks up. Manu has it. Manu takes a peek. Sees that it's safe, throws the 2-all by. Lalu will score. It is 5-5 in the second set. Possible set point for the Fireballs. Possible match point for the Cyclones.
Well, look, Manu is so precise, and this is just not one of his better throws, and he was kicking himself afterwards. I mean, that's barely opening up beyond the boundary line, and then Lalu able to convert on the following throw. Manu, I can imagine he felt like he had a pretty good chance to end the match right there with a carom, and his right side, when he throws it, goes exactly where he wants it to. Not that one, though. Another set at 5-5. Chance for the Cyclones to win it here. Fireballs hope it goes to a third set.
There's a powerful serve by Lalu. Backhand by Manu. The low runner scooped up deep in the backcourt by Rotz. Rotz does not pass. Here's the backhand. Another low runner. This one caught by Lalu at the 8. Powerful, powerful backhand. That Rebote is coming all the way to the 2 line. Aratz goes for the save. It opens wide. Ikeda got it and held onto it. What a catch by Lalu. He launches another one. Rebote forehand fired by Ikeda, caught by Aratz. Here's the backhand. Manu now from the 12 line. Over the top. Aratz, great catch at the 10. Backhand to the inside, and Manu is there. Big backhand by Manu sends the Rebote right up the middle. Rebote fired to the inside, and Manu with a tremendous catch. Low runner, scooped up by Aratz at the 13 line. Ikeda with a tip ball at the side wall. Point and set to Lalu and Aratz. We will go on to a third and final set in just 2 minutes.
Wow, 6-5. Fireballs win that set, winning the final 2 points to force this third set.
That is the hardest that I've seen Manu play in a long time. I mean, he always put the effort's always tremendous, but not the variety of different catches and throws.
No, I mean
throws rather. But he was moving the ball all over the court, as was Ikeda. They played great.
I mean, yeah, it's surprising. Only 1-8 this Cyclones team in the regular season, but I mean, this performance here against one of the better teams in Division 2, I'd say almost certainly the best they've played this year.
No question.
Outside placement attempt just blasted by Ikeda. And here's the throw from the outside, you know, it just...
The carom doesn't open, meaning that it
doesn't open.
It's at the 7, it's at the 8 line when it's starting to make its basic turn to the screen. It just never turns. It was just going straight back. Whoever you're throwing that against has time to make the catch. And I'll tell you something. You can right now we're in the ESPN 3 DraftKings players cage, but out on the court, Manu has stayed out there. And, you know, and he knows. I mean, he knows how hard he's played these last 2 sets. Perfect positioning on the catches. Power throws one after the next. Went the directions of the Cyclones in the first set, but Fireballs hang on in the second set. Impressive play by Ikeda as well. I mean, Ikeda's catching's been spot on.
Yeah, Ikeda's been great today, and the catching is always there, but he's been killing it effectively as well. Still, the Cyclones, even after all that, giving away that lead, they still have a chance to finish this off and get a win here in the third set. And we'll have the serve here to begin set number 3.
We're ready to begin our third and final set. First team to reach 6 points will win this match. Ikeda will have the serve for the Cyclones. Ikeda getting the cesta tied on. Again, you do not want that. These points that they've been playing, if that cesta starts to come loose, it can completely remove all the firepower from your game because you really can't stop and, hey guys, I got to retie my cesta in the middle of a point. Doesn't work that way.
Good luck. Third set.
There's a serve by Ikeda. Our third set has begun. Backhand by Aratz up the middle. Manu is there. Lalu from the 9 line, powerfully. Robote, forehand. Rotz turns to save it on the Robote. Ikeda has it on the right side. Cortada, stopped by Lalu. Backhand, wall to wall. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Rotz is there, backhand. There's the backhand by Rotz. Robote left side by Manu, cut off by Lalu. Lalu plays the Costello pass and score. First point of the third and decisive set goes to Lalu and Rotz. The fireballs. Lalu has the serve. So Manu was all prepared for a drop shot or an inside placement. Lalu saw him coming.
The Costado to pass.
And just put it over his head. He's looking at him right here. And when you see Manu running like that, just pass it. Even if there's a little bit of a robote, he's not going to be able to turn around. And
it is a new ball coming out here for set 3. So, again, it's what we begin the match with. A little bit slower, won't travel as far.
Robote forehand by Lalu. Here's Manu, backhand. Powerful. Rotz makes the catch, backhand from the 13 line. Rotz calls for the catch. That's a tough one. That one crossed the side wall. He made the play. Ikeda advances to take that in the air. Low and hard before it bounces twice. Lalu makes it. The outside placement is stopped by Ikeda. Rotz read that one well, went for it on the right side, just tipped it. 1-1. Ikeda serves.
Rotz did the right thing. He stepped up to try to play it as it crossed the side wall. It just really didn't open up as much as he expected.
Yeah, Ikeda caught that in the air.
Here, but look at Rotz. He's moving up. I think he's expecting it to open up a little more, and he's kind of caught between a left and right catch.
Rotz advances to make the catch. There's the backhand. Backhand by Manu. Here's Rotz on the backhand from the 13 line. Ikeda, backhand from the 7. Rotz now from the 13 line to the inside. Ikeda attacks, has it on the forehand. Cortada, stopped by Lalu. Backhand. Manu with a catch on the left side. Big backhand. Caught by Rotz at the 13. Rotz again, backhand. Ikeda has it on the right side. Outside placement. Opens and scores. Beautifully executed by Ikeda. Second point for the Cyclones. Ikeda Manu. Ikeda serves.
Well, those soft cortadas, even though they haven't scored, they are drawing Lalu closer to the inside part of the court, setting up this outside placement.
Beautifully done.
Opening away from him, too. A little bit flat-footed, and it's a 2-1 lead now for the Cyclones.
There's a backhand by Rotz. Beautiful catch by Manu overhead at the 13 line. Rotz is there. Backhand from the 12. Robote forehand is high. Manu steps up, takes it in the air. Big backhand by Manu. Robote forehand to the inside. Manu's there. Manu on the backhand from the 9 line. Wall to wall from the left side it goes. Lalu, Robote, crossing the wall. Manu stops it. Backhand. Here's the backhand by Manu. Robote coming out. Low and inside. Ikeda maneuvers around Lalu. Passes Rotz. Robote left side by Rotz. Manu to the outside. Long Cortada. will score for Manu.
The backcourt.
Three points for Ikeda Manu. Ikeda serves.
Well, it's just a little clip here. Ikeda going to let it pass. Manu, not sure he was expecting it fully.
He took a look at where everyone was. Everyone was inside when he threw it.
How about that? Perfect throw, just crossing the wall, enough to trip up Lalu. Take it to a 3-1 lead.
There's a backhand by Aratz. Scoop by Manu. Rebote forehand. Manu again. Backhand. To the corner, and Aratz makes a tremendous catch. This ball's on the wall. Backhand by Manu. Aratz from the 11 line. Big backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Caught by Manu at the 11 line.
Oh, my.
Here's the backhand by Lalu. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall to the forehand of Ikeda. Aratz picks it up on the left side. There's the backhand. Aratz jumps into the corner to make a very difficult catch. Here's the backhand by Ikeda. Rebote saved by Lalu. Ikeda, beautiful catch on the 6 line. Big backhand. Lalu for the rebote to the inside. Manu's looking for the rebote at the 10. Aratz calls for it. Backhand from the 12. There's a backhand by Aratz. Rebote coming out. Aratz again, this time from the 11. Ikeda behind him. He makes the grab at the 7 line. Ikeda from the 8. Backhand. Manu goes down low, makes the catch on the backhand. Rebote forehand. Rebote forehand. Lalu with a tip ball at the 8 line. 4 points for Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones. Ikeda has a serve.
Oh, the common mistake. I mean, he's trying to run around this ball. He's opening up there, and then, I mean, you see him trying to break the wrist and stop it when he gets it on the right side. Again, plant, get in position, get the cesta ready, and again, you try to run around the ball. You're moving as you're making the catch.
Makes everything more complicated.
You're going to get some tips, and we've seen that from Lalu today.
There's a backhand thrown powerfully by Aratz, crossing the side wall. Ikeda gets in there. He makes the save. Lalu has got it on the 2 line, just flips it back. Ikeda, he's going to go for that rebote. It will score. Well done by Lalu. They have 2 points and the serve. Sometimes that ball is overthrown, and you wind up passing it over your opponent's heads.
Look at this by Ikeda, though. I mean,
It's a great save.
kind of acts as a drop shot. Lalu barely
See, they're
gets
both
up
running.
to
They're
it.
both running up, and the tendency is to overthrow that. You got 2 players, and Lalu threw that actually really well.
Yeah.
He didn't overthrow it and feed them the rebote.
No, that was dead by about the 11-second bounce, and Ikeda up a few lines further.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Back to the side wall and into the basket of Manu. Rebote forehand, straight up the middle. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Aratz takes it in the air. Backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand. Aratz is there. Here's Aratz on the right side. Manu will take that on the bounce overhead at the 13 line. Aratz picks that up on the bounce. Here's the backhand. Ikeda's there. Backhand thrown powerfully to the corner. Aratz stops it on the left side. Ikeda, backhand from the 7. Into the corner, out to the rebote. Powerful rebote thrown by Lalu. Manu on the rebote save. Lalu attacks from the right side. Rebote by Ikeda. Rats will advance to make the catch. Right side, crossing the side wall at the 10 line. Haratz on the backhand. Into the corner, out to the rebote. Ikeda makes a save. Scoop by Lalu, and a powerful backhand follows. Rebote coming back out. Manu from the 10 line. Big backhand. Ball is tipped. Third point for Lalu and Haratz of the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
Incredible play by all 4 players there. Ikeda just tries to make a tough catch, trying to rip it off the side wall. Again, he has it for a moment, but then controlling it is a whole nother aspect.
You see Ikeda there tying his cesta. Again, every throw you make, that cesta loosens just ever so slightly. And especially at this level, when you need to put everything you can behind that ball, that basket needs to be on tight.
He's trying. You know, yeah.
There's the serve by Lalu, caught by Manu. There's the backhand. Rebote forehand, caught by Ikeda. Sidearm by Ikeda. Karam will score. That is 5 points for Ikeda and Manu. This is possible match point.
His best look today for Ikeda here. Rebote's hooked. He gets Lalu trapped inside. Little sidearm Karam. Long way for Haratz to run, and that's dead by about the 8 or 9 line too. So didn't overthrow it and give Haratz a chance to get it on the outside. Well, this would certainly shake up the game day here. Well, and Haratz amongst the biggest favorites on the board today, and Ikeda Manu with as many as 3 chances if they need to close out the match.
Haratz on the backhand to the inside. Manu is there. Rebote, forehand by Lalu. Manu makes the catch, backhand. Haratz takes that in the air at the 12 line. Right up the middle. Ikeda makes the catch. Sidearm by Ikeda, scooped up by Haratz. Goes across the chest of Ikeda and to the front wall. Rebote. Forehand to the inside. Manu for the rebote. Catch by Lalu. Lalu, cortada. That scores. 4 points for Lalu and Haratz. Still possible match point for Ikeda and Manu. That's literally what a cortada does. I mean, Manu catches everything, right?
And when was the last time Manu missed one?
Exactly, except
set?
this, right into his set. Yeah.
I mean, that throw, you see he wanted it.
A really well-thrown cortada that still scores.
If he makes that catch, all bets are off. He's had an amazing day, and see what he can do here in the end.
What a catch by Manu off a blasted serve by Lalu. Rebote forehand, 2 pass. Rebote coming out, way out. Ikeda, forehand rebote. Scoop gets by Haratz and scores. Point set and a hard-fought match to Ikeda and Manu of the Cyclones, taking it 6-4 in the third set.
Wow, what a way to start off the game day. Nearly a 50-minute match going the way of the Cyclones. Ikeda and Manu getting their second win. Final opportunity this regular season. Hugs as they make their way off the court, and the first point up on the board for the Cyclones. Coming up next, we'll go over to Division 6 doubles. That'll be Jedin and Cabrera against Bueno and Rock. take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that win by the Cyclones, Ikeda and Manu. Starting off with the win. So Ikeda Manu finished that season 2-8, while Lumina Rots 5-5 in Division 2. And for those of you just joining us in the broadcast, Fireballs tie or win the game day today, they will clinch the #1 seed. If the Fireballs lose, well, that top seed will go to the Devils. Renegades locked into the 3rd seed, and the Warriors locked into the #4 seed. What a way to begin the game day here. Ikeda and Manu over in the DraftKings Players Cage. Let's hear from our first match winners. Congratulations, guys. I mean, what a match there. Last time you played 6-2, 6-0, they beat you in straight sets, but this time it was a classic 3-setter. What was the difference to get you in the win column tonight, Ikeda?
Well, I think we were out of pressure, and we played our game. Finally, we got a win.
Awesome, guys. It was an awesome performance overall. Good luck the rest of the game day today.
Thank you, guys. Damn it.
Division 6 doubles up next. We'll see. One of the best teams in this division, that's Jedden and Cabrera for the Fireballs. They'll take on Bueno and Rock of the Cyclones. Jedden and Cabrera, as he said, 8-1 this regular season. Bueno and Rock just 3-6. Last time these two teams played, straight set victory for Jedden and Cabrera, 6-4, 6-3. In the first 2 game days, the Fireballs and Cyclones played, Stu. Yeah. First game day score on March 3rd, 5-1 Fireballs. The second game day on March 21st, 5-1 Fireballs. So Cyclones already matching their win total. See if they can get a tie or win today in the regular season finale. We are ready to begin match number 2. Jedden and Cabrera serve to Bueno and Rock. Oh, we begin with a pick serve and a drop shot by Bueno that scores. Bueno and Rock on the board first here in our second match.
Beautiful catch by Bueno. Stopped it and just dropped it inside.
Well, that's what you got to do, and you have to attack this team off the serve. You see how far back Jedden is? You see how deep Cabrera is? I mean, really, that's the only way you can beat this team is the front part of the court along the inside. There's a catch by Rock, back at the 11 line. Plays it up the middle for Cabrera. Floats this one up. Bueno reaches in, takes it off the wall, but he never had control. Sent it up in the overhead screen. The Fireballs, their first point. We're tied up.
Bueno back there at the 10 line to make that catch. Sometimes you're just so focused on the ball you don't realize where you are. You know, if Rock were having a difficult time, which sometimes he does, you know, then maybe you come a little bit further back, but not to hit the overhead screen.
Bueno picks another serve, drop shot. Oh, a little more on this one, and Cabrera stops it before the second bounce. Rock. Almost. That caught the top part of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. That's 2 for the Fireballs. They lead.
Quite a lot of yelling from that group back there of highlight players. Basically seeing that that ball was staying in Rock's cesta longer than maybe he wanted, constituting a slow motion hook. Sometimes we see a fast hook, but that one was hooked outside.
Bono's got another serve. Trying to pass this time. Cabrera knocked it down. Error miss. That's 2 for Bueno and Rock.
No question about that being a rare miss. I mean, any ball that comes to Cabrera's left side, he usually stops it.
How about every serve for Bueno? Cabrera now at the 10 line, back to the inside. It's on the wall. Rock couldn't get there. Does save the rebote, though. Catch low by Jedden on the left side. Plays it back. Rock reaching. He makes the play. Back up the middle. Cabrera, low runner inside. Bueno cuts it off. Sends it back. Scoop missed on the right side of Cabrera. That's 3-2 lead for Bueno and Rock.
Right side is definitely the weaker of Cabrera's two sides. Difficult scoop nonetheless. But you're absolutely right about Bueno. Bueno is just like locked in and focused.
Yeah, the last couple matches, there's been a couple misses by Rock in the back, and he's just taking control, cutting off every serve, and effective so far. Cabrera plays it back to Rock, keeps it on the left side, drops it along the wall. Robote saved by Cabrera with a big bounce. Bueno controls it, sends it high into the corner. Another tough Robote, lays it up. Bueno steps in front of it. He's got it on the right side, high and deep. That's a three-wall play. Cabrera ducks. Jedden saves it. Bueno takes it in overhead. Three-wall again. Cabrera lines it up, keeps it inside. There's Rock now. Back at the 12. Low runner Cabrera with the scoop. Backhand. Hard to the inside. Now Bueno. Rock stops it overhead. Backhand just beyond the 11. Played inside. Caught by Cabrera. Now Rock. Puts it up the middle. Jedden. Leaping grab. Just past Bueno. And he digs out another Robote. 2-wall. Gets Cabrera to the outside. Soft cortada. That is perfect. 3-3. Fireball serve.
Cabrera was mentioning having a little tenderness in the bicep, so he wants to go a bit more left side. This is a perfect opportunity. Not particularly hard, just above the pad. Combination drop shot, cortada, throw it where your opponents aren't. Very well done. 3-3.
Fault under serve. First fault, second serve coming up. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Bueno missed the serve. That's 4 points for Jedden and Cabrera. I mean, oh, that serve stayed inside. That's an ace. Brings it to 5-3. Possible set point for the Fireballs.
Yeah, Rock has more than enough experience catching on the left side. In fact, you prefer for him to catch on the left side. Don't know what happened. He got distracted and just followed the ball with his right side until he dropped it.
That's an overserve. Just touched the 7th line. Second serve coming up. Bote left side. Here's Rock. Makes the catch. Backhand from the 10. Cabrera beyond a 13. Backhand 2-wall. Doesn't open enough. Bueno's carom from the outside. Both Fireballs there. And neither come up with it. That's 4 for the Cyclones. Still possible set point for the Fireball.
There's a little bit of, if you want to be a statue, I know where to throw it. I'm not going to say who did what, but that's the way I'm reading it. And it worked for Bueno.
Yeah. A little distracting.
If you're standing still, I know where to throw it. Where you're not.
Cabrera plays the backhand inside. Catch by Bueno at the 9. He goes deep. Robote for Jedden all alone. He makes a save. Bueno, 2-wall. Not opening enough. Jedden stops it. Cortada returned. What a scoop by Bueno. Cabrera, Robote save. Gets it past Bueno. Rock controls it in the backcourt. Gets high off the front wall. It's a big bounce. Cabrera goes up with one hand and brings it down. Now Bueno backed up. Forehand crossing the wall, but right to Cabrera. Floats it high to the inside. Now Rock. Good control. Backhand up the middle for Cabrera. Now Bueno from the 8. Fires it high and deep. Robote forehand for Jedden. That's a tough one falling down to the ground. Bueno scoops it. Sends it back. All right to Cabrera's left side, low runner. Rock steps up, caught in the air. Keeps his forehand lower, gets it on the ground. Backhand by Cabrera.
Beautiful reverse backhand.
Just out of reach, and the rebote is hooked. Point and set. Jed and Cabrera win it 6-4, 2 minutes. Come back and play, set 2.
Tough break. Cyclones, Bueno, and Rock leading that throughout the first part of that set. Second half of that set got away from them. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently playing our second of 6 scheduled matches on the game day between the Fireballs and the Cyclones. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. See Cabrera there on the right, Jedden on the left. They've won the first set. And we'll move on with the second set here in just under a minute and a half. See Bueno there right behind him. Profile of Bueno anyway. And Rock getting feedback from Manu. Ikeda's back there. That first match was absolutely spectacular. As Andrew mentioned, the Fireballs are playing for position in the semifinals. Cyclones' season is over overall, but game day prize money associated with every victory in Battle Court. Bueno was playing particularly aggressively, going after every ball that came close to him. Rock, pretty good on the catching. Had that one wonky catch where he went between his legs with the right side. But apart from that, his left side was spot on.
Yeah, really, I mean, kind of better than we've seen this Cyclones team play the last month or so. I mean, Bueno and Rock were the best team in Division 6 last season with their 9-1 record. This year, just totally different story, 3-6. And obviously, you know, be remiss if you didn't mention there is some increased competition level, too, in this group. I mean, some really good teams, Jed and Cabrera, CRB, Kubala. I mean, 2 of the top teams now, but still expected just a little more from Bueno and Rock. And, again, well played the first couple points here, but Jed and Cabrera have been awfully tough. They close out set 1. Ready to begin set 2 here.
A slow comeback, but a comeback nonetheless.
There's a serve. We begin set 2. My, what a catch by Cabrera up
beautiful.
the wall, off the serve. Cabrera now from the right side. Soft touch. Bueno cuts it off. Outside placement, not outside enough. Cabrera just tries to pass with it. Bueno, oh, tough catch, missed it up the wall. First point is set 2 to the Fireballs.
You know, when you got them dead to rights on a carom and you just don't feel comfortable enough to throw it, that was the case there. Both Cyclones were standing inside, well inside. But Cabrera, again, talking about a little tenderness in his bicep. If he doesn't feel comfortable throwing it, he's not going to throw it.
The ace beats him inside and scores 2-0. Fireballs lead.
Rock got a little bit of a late start on getting to that one.
Rock steps up now at the 9. Backhand to the inside. Cut off by Cabrera. That's a beautiful catch. Powerful return. Bueno keeps it inside. Cabrera backhand 2-wall. Opens. And it's dropped on the outside. Makes it 3-0.
Backhand 2-wall to Guillermina by Cabrera. I'll give him credit. He's been controlling himself pretty well. Usually by this time has thrown multiple backhand 2-walls. So far that's the first one to work for him.
Rock, soft touch on the right side. Oh, caught under the bridge, but Cabrera
Nice save.
escapes with a nice rebote save. Now Rock charging down the outside. Cortada picked up before the second bounce. What a throw. This one floating on the wall. Rock stops it. Backhand. Right to the left side of Cabrera. On the wall again. Rock didn't want it. Bueno has to save it. Scooped up in the front court by Jed and backhand inside. Cut off again by Rock. Now Bueno comes flying in, makes the catch, fires it wall to wall. Robote forehand by Jedden, drops it between them. Oh, that opened up, and a diving save by Bueno. It's floating. Cabrera stops it at the 9, keeps it inside. Rock, good catch. Now Cabrera takes it in overhead, backhand up the middle. Now Rock's got it on the left side. Cabrera again from the 10. Rock right back to him. Up a little bit further now is Cabrera. This one dropping. Rock again. Robote forehand for Jedden. Bueno backing up. Stops it on the bounce. Forehand up the middle now. Cabrera. Soft touch. Very soft touch. Bueno charging. Makes the catch outside. Placement. Thrown perfectly to score for Bueno. Cyclones on the board in set 2.
That really was perfectly executed by Bueno. Took his time, made a good catch, saw where both of his fireball opponents were, makes the catch, takes a peek right there, sees he's outside, and the outside placement from the forehand, well done. Jedden wasn't close.
My, what a catch again up the wall by Cabrera. Passes easily now. Bueno scrambling, saves Robote. Right back to Cabrera's left side. Low runner now. Rock all alone, and he scoops it up. Cabrera now back at the 12. Holds it a little bit higher. Rock with a leaping grab this time. Plays it up the middle. Now Jedden. Rock from deep in the backcourt. Backhand 2-wall. Jedden read it the entire way. Makes the stop. Cortada coming in. A little bit high, and Rock makes the catch. Soft touch inside. Look at Cabrera. Runs under it before the second bounce. Floats it to Rock. Now at the 11 line. That caught the corner. Jedden goes up, cuts it off, plays it up the middle, and it scores. 4-1 in favor of the Fireballs.
Bueno got his cesta up, but the ball came right across the cesta, went off the frame.
That's an underserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve comes to Rock, goes over the top with the right side, picked up overhead by Cabrera. 1-0 backed up to the 10 line. Hard throw, kicks off the wall, Cabrera handles. Robote, 2-wall, Jedden with the reach. Cortada, oh, it's low and in the pad. Pad is bad. 2 points for the Cyclones.
Jedden did have the Cortada open to him. Crossed the wall, just hit the pad.
Backhand caught by Rock back in the corner. Plays it up the middle, Cabrera. Sends it back, Rock again. It's right along the wall and dropped by Jedden. Well, 3 points for the Cyclones, hanging around in this second set.
Cabrera is more than capable of making that catch, just improved the communication. Jedden was moving backwards. It just makes it exceptionally difficult to complete that catch.
Great catch by Cabrera, backhand to the inside, cut off by Rock. Great catch back in the corner, floats it up again, Rock. Back up the middle. Oh, low runner caught the corner, Bueno shoots a Cortada, keeps it low, but Cabrera picks it off the wall, backhand. Coming back, Rock with the catch. Now Cabrera. Rock reaching back behind him, stops it in the corner. Well, it's going to be a tough scoop. Cabrera made it. Now Bueno's at the 9. Backhand up the middle, stopped overhead by Cabrera. Low runner to the inside, Rock all alone. He stops it. Forehand over the top, looking for the bounce. Cabrera.
Wow,
oh,
look at
he
that.
reached with one hand and brought it in.
Great throw, great catch.
Kind of a half. Oh my, backhand 2-all, split them up to score. 4-4 is the score. Bueno and Rock serve.
Not particularly pretty, but very effective.
Look at this. I mean, you just see, throws it at the corner. Jedden's looking. Cabrera didn't move.
Yeah, that's not what you want to have happen when one of the two of you needs to be catching the ball.
Catch on the left side of Cabrera. He floats it up just past Rock. Bueno on the rebote. Saves it inside. Cabrera steps up. Low runner. Bueno reaches in to cut it off. Powerful backhand. Jedden backpedaling. The 4 line. Trying to pass Bueno. Oh, he goes up for it. Cuts it off in the air. Back into the corner now. Cabrera with a rebote save. Cut off by Bueno. 2-wall by Bueno. Jedden with the reach. Forehand by Jedden. Stopped by Rock.
That's a good throw.
Big bounce.
Look at
Oh,
that
what a
catch.
catch up the wall. Cabrera comes down with the ball. Now Rock has it on the inside. Another backhand 2-wall. This one fireballs Reed. Bueno now plays it inside. Tough pickup along the wall again by Cabrera. Backhand. Stopped by Rock. Pushes himself off the wall and drops it at Cabrera's feet.
He pushed himself like 2 feet off the wall.
Forehand rebote coming in low. Cabrera lets it pass, saves it outside. Tough scoop. Bueno made it. Carom by Bueno. Split them up to score. 5 points at a possible set point for Bueno and Rock.
So did Jedden jump over the ball? I saw him jump.
Yeah, maybe was coming at it. Let's see.
So here comes the carom.
He's trying to jump out of the way because
Okay.
Cabrera maybe had a. Yeah.
All right.
That makes more sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How about this comeback? Bueno and Rock down and out.
No such thing as down and out in battle court.
Now 2 chances.
We saw it happen
Oh,
yesterday.
Yesterday. A couple comebacks by the Warriors.
Absolutely.
Again. That's an underserve. First fault, second serve for Bueno. Catch on the inside, rebote, or Bueno. Is it back up the middle? Cabrera, low runner to the inside. Look at Bueno, aggressive play, cuts it off, sends it deep. Oh, that died off the back wall. Jedden, good control, but gave it right back to Bueno. Carom by Bueno. Out. The call of the judge is out, but it has been challenged by the Cyclones. There is no challenge. Let's Okay. All right. There is a challenge, folks. The call has been challenged. We will take a look here. It was called out by the officials, so
If this ball touches any part of the line,
yeah, let's see here.
any part of the line, that from here is looking like it makes some contact with the line. It looks like it lands right on top of the line, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing too. It looks like there's a ball mark already there, and it looks like the ball lands right on it. I mean, but
that
don't worry so much about the line, folks. The ball has to land completely inside the court, though. So in that look, I mean, I can't imagine that you can see anything definitive from there. But there are a couple different angles. We'll take a look, and then we'll see. Chief Judge, oh, he's coming back quickly. He's going to make the call. Let's hear. Okay. Call has been confirmed. It is out.
5-5.
It is 5-5. This is possible match point for Jen and Cabrera. Is set point here for Bueno and Rock.
Remember, any contact with the line whatsoever is out.
Yeah, that's how I was going, you know.
That's what it's based on. That ball definitely
Looked like it touched some of the line. And
absolutely.
Can't say that landed completely in. What a catch by Rock to get things started. Back inside Cabrera. Sends it deep. Robote forehand for Bueno. Dropping. Cabrera steps up. Oh, runner tipped by Bueno. Point, set, and match. A tough one there. Ending in straight sets. Fireballs, Jedin and Cabrera. Got tight there in the end, but 6-4, 6-5. They tie up the game day. Up next, we'll move over to the singles. Ron and Ikeda. Match up just about 2 minutes. Game day score. Take a look at that game day score now. After that win by Jedin and Cabrera. Again, this is a team that finished up the regular season at 9-1. Again, got pretty close there in the end. This is a Fireballs team that will be playing on into the semifinals. Just a matter of seeding for the Fireballs today. If they tie the game day, or better, so tie or win, the Fireballs will claim the top seed heading into the playoffs. Jedin and Cabrera, though, always a spark for this team, whether in the lead or behind. These guys have got it done almost every time they stepped out there, finishing their season with a 9-1 record. There they are, Jedin and Cabrera. You just heard it, 9-1 this regular season, guys. One of the best records in Division 6. How are you feeling about the overall season and your players are going into the playoffs?
Made a great point about they are playing spoiler. They have nothing to play for, no disrespect. So we just made sure we had to minimize mistakes that we did not do, but we got the win, and that's what's important.
Guys tied it up. We'll see what happens up next. Thank you.
Let's go playoff Fireballs.
They will be going to the playoffs. As he said, maybe Ron could help him claim that #1 seed up next. He'll take on Ikeda. Well, this is a fun matchup here, Stu, and fun historical matchup, too, because...
They both started the same day in 2019. I believe September?
Yeah, it's September, October of 2019.
September 2019. Both Ikeda and Ron joined the Magic City program.
Two of the first players with prior highlight experience to join Battle Court, join this roster, and now look how far we've come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our next match between the Fireballs and the Cyclones. Ron will have the serve for the Fireballs. Ikeda receiving. Ron serves, we begin. Here's a backhand by Ikeda. A little clip, caught by Ron. Ron to the inside, caught by Ikeda. Ikeda on the move, big backhand follows. Robote, it's a 2-all, lands in and scores. First point of this set goes to Ron of the Fireballs. He serves.
Ikeda coming into this match, coming off of a win with Manu in doubles. A confident Ikeda is a very dangerous Ikeda.
Absolutely, he's going to catch almost everything.
Yeah, so when he gets in a rhythm, look for Ron to take him out with shots like that. Robote 2-all. The scoring started.
Powerful backhand by Ikeda passes. Here's the Robote forehand by Ron. Ikeda keeps that on the right side. Robote forehand.
Tough one.
2 points for Ron. He serves.
Well, Ron, similar catching ability to Ikeda, both very solid, but Ron just a wide variety of shots, and he throws all of them particularly well. He can do it from the left, he can do it from the right. There really isn't any shot in highlight that Ron won't throw.
Beautiful catch by Ikeda off a good serve by Ron. Here's a rebote, left side. Ikeda takes it on the bounce at the 10 line. Scoop by Ron. Here's the backhand. Rebote forehand to the inside. Ron on the left side, great grab, high on the left side. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Ron from the 9 line. That forehand is a high bounce, stays in play. Ron stays with it, comes up with the catch. A backhand 2-wall read by Ikeda. And he scores on the return. That's a point for Ikeda and the Cyclones. Ikeda serves.
Ikeda, he's got great fakes, like these hip fakes he does when he goes to throw the right side. Can get an opponent to jump a little bit early. I mean, take a look here. He's got it outside. Opens up just a bit, and you see Ron making his way towards the outside. That was his first movement, expecting maybe a carom. Scored inside easily there. On the board, first point.
Here's a backhand by Ron from the 12 line. Ikeda's there. Ikeda hard to the inside. Ron from the 10. He passes. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, fired from the forehand of Ikeda. Straight back, Ron for the rebote. Little clip. Ikeda has it on the bounce. Here's a backhand by Ikeda, high to the corner. Rebote, forehand save by Ron. Ikeda stops the floater at the 8 line, backhand, follows. High scoop is missed on the forehand of Ikeda, 3rd point for Ron of the Fireballs. Ron has the serve.
Looking out for that right side of Ron, in some of the practices. You see him grabbing it. He was grabbing it after that last rebote. I mean, in singles mostly, those rebotes, and we talked about it. I mean, all your weight is going back. You really stretch that muscle when you play it off the back wall, and he's going to be tested today. Hasn't had a singles match since he's been dealing with that arm injury. Again, it's been mostly left side so far and probably will continue to be.
Here's the backhand by Ikeda. Rebote forehand by Ron. It passes. Ikeda, forehand rebote. Costado inside. This one's scooped up by Ikeda. Ikeda with a backhand 2-all. That lands out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stu, I heard somebody say, I like the intent, but again, it just comes down to execution. That ball stayed in the air a little bit too long. He had Ron going the other way, but...
I'm going to guess that he likes points better than he likes intent. I'm just going to guess
I'm going
to take a wild guess. So if you've just thrown the ball off the court...
But I'm a process over results guy, so, that's where we defer. But that's okay.
I've noticed you yelling about process and never results several times. Hey, it's a highlight game.
Costado to the inside will score. Five points, possible set point for Ron and the Fireballs.
Yeah, when you have such a devastating Costado, you see how much respect Ikeda is giving it. I mean, he's taking 2 or 3 steps before Ron's even releasing the ball. Just opens up the inside more, tells him exactly where to throw it. 5-1. Type of set that should help settle down these Fireballs.
Ikeda on the backhand from the 11 line. Ron moves up. Costado right up the middle. Ikeda will take that on the forehand. Outside placement. Ron stops it. Ron fakes the carom, puts it inside. It scores. Point and set to Ron of the Fireballs, winning the first set 6-1. Anyway, as you
Really
were saying.
solid. No, this was a really solid performance by Ron.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City League Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently playing our third of 6 scheduled matches on the game day between the Fireballs and the Cyclones.
See some of these replays, Ron. Working the entire width of the court.
There's no question about it that when Ron's got it like that, you really don't know which way he's throwing. He'd be throwing this 2-all like you're seeing it here, or you could throw it straight up the side wall. You have to be prepared for both. He does it better than a number of guys. Good catch here. Settles himself before he makes the throw. He throws a backhand 2-all, but Keita makes an easy catch on it.
Yeah, that's not where you want to see the opponent catch it. And Ron, he knows it right away.
So the backhand 2-all in both examples in this first set.
Yeah. You see, just wide.
Failed and failed. Beautiful catch by Ron here at the 9. Here he goes straight inside. And you're absolutely right. Keita's seen him throw multiple 2-alls. He committed.
Well, he's been seeing it for, like 6 years now? So
Yeah,
he knows better than anybody that you got to get out there for the 2-all. But look at this fake, too. We were talking about Ikeda's fakes. How about Ron? He opens up the hips, but you got to watch the cesta, not the body. Keeps it inside, and it scores.
Very well done.
6-1. Well played set by Ron. 15 seconds away from the start of set 2 here. The Fireballs just need to tie the game day or better. Tie or win, they will clinch the #1 seed. If they get fewer than 3 wins today, the Devils will be the #1 seed and the Fireballs will fall to the #2 seed. Renegades are #3, Warriors locked into #4. Set 2, ready to begin.
We're ready to begin our second set. Ikeda will have the serve for the Cyclones. Just waiting for Ron to tie his cesta. You see the judge there with his racket. As soon as he blows his whistle, time to begin. There we go. Here's Ron on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Along the wall it goes. Ikeda is there. Ron down from the 11 line. Robote dropping. Ikeda going for the save. That's too high. That hit the overhead screen. First point of the second set goes to Ron of the Fireballs. He serves.
More of an unpredictability in Ron's game compared to Lalu, and that was Ikeda's matchup in the first doubles against Lalu. He hasn't developed the costado all too much. He throws a lot of right side, throws it hard, but not a lot of shots. Here, he has to react, and he's just not quite ready.
Powerful forehand, does not pass. Ron winds up. That's a Magic City bounce. Man, that hit something in the sidewall and scores. 2 points for Ron. He serves. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Now, of course, that's
if the sidewall sees its shadow, that means we got an extra month of summer. Is that?
I believe that. Oh my goodness gracious!
Man.
Yeah, no, there's really nothing you can do about that.
One.
And like we explained to the players, you know, there's Inaki. I knew we'd hear from Inaki sooner or later.
He's telling Rock. He said, get to work on that.
There's a backhand by Ikeda. Catch by Ron midcourt. Ron winds up, puts it inside. Scoop by Ikeda. That's a beautiful catch. Ron's got it, winds up. Coasty inside. Ikeda stops it. Backhand from the 9. Robote forehand. Powerful forehand by Ikeda to pass. To the side wall it goes, and it scores. Beautifully played point by Ikeda and Ron. Ikeda gets the point for the Cyclones. See, sometimes the sidewall serves the function of pissing the player off so badly that they come back really focused. And we had the case of Inaki coming into the cage, basically telling Rock that he has all summer to fix that spot on the court.
That was a mighty bounce, but again, perfect save. I mean, crosses the sidewall late as Ron's trying to play the robote. Can't time it up there.
Here's the backhand by Ron. Robote. Forehand by Ikeda. Hard to the inside. Scoop by Ron. There's the backhand. Ikeda, backhand from the 8 line with power. Robote. That's played beautifully from the right side of Ron. Ikeda now, powerfully on the right side. Robote forehand again. This one caught in the air by Ikeda. Ikeda goes hard to the inside. At the sidewall, Ron makes this save. Ikeda keeps it on the forehand from the 7 line. Robote, saved by Ron. Ikeda, down low. Forehand to pass. Robote at the sidewall. Outside placement of the forehand. Robote will score for Ron. 3 points for Ron and the Fireballs. He serves.
He turned that so quickly. What a shot this was by Ron. I mean, you're not seeing it at all, and then bam, opens up straight outside. That can't feel all too good given the right arm injury, and it's perfect.
Well, he also what he did after, instead of like moving forward with a follow through, he stepped back. That's very unusual, which might have something to do with
some of the the pull or on that right arm. Yeah, that now you noted, so it looked a little.
Yeah, but something on the follow through wasn't right. Effective.
But it was effective. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw it really hard and just about exactly where he wanted it. But see how he comes back after.
Here's the backhand by Ikeda to the inside. Ron's there, winding up. Costado, little clip. Ikeda, beautiful catch off the bounce at the 9. Ron winds up. Long 2-all, opens and scores. 4 points for Ron of the Fireballs. He serves.
Ron does something a little bit different with his Costado 2-wall. You see how he rolls the hands over as he follows through? Gets a lot of spin, gets it to open up, and it kills some speed too. So it's a soft touch. That's dead by about the 6 line extended there.
He's really the only player in all of Battle Court to throw it that particular way.
Yes.
It's unique to him. And Ikeda has been waiting for
Well, that's why he's been darting outside, because when he gets it to open up, it's pretty devastating too.
There's the backhand by Ikeda to the inside. Ron's there. Ron on the backhand. Ikeda makes the catch. Powerful backhand by Ikeda. Robote comes right up the middle. 2-wall Robote lands in and scores. That's 5 points for Ron of the Fireballs. Possible match point.
Pulls himself within 1 of taking the win here. Robote 2-wall. He's got it earlier. Perfectly done again. You see, Ikeda, all he can do is just a wry smile. I mean, it's a tough matchup. When the shots are working for Ron, it's going to be a long night. For the opposition, that is.
There's the backhand by Ikeda. Robote to the left side of Ron. Another 2-all. Ikeda chases this one down. He's got control. Forehand will pass. 2 points for Ikeda and the Cyclones. He serves. Ikeda knows that if he has control of the ball up there anywhere in front of the 7 line, just move Ron around. Ron had that calf injury.
Well, last season,
yeah, that took him out
kept
for
him
quite
out
a while.
Kept him out for most of.
There's certain muscles that just, the calf and also the bicep. It's a lot of anticipatory pain when you go to take a step or move. Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Now, see, there you can say, I like the intent. Whoever said it before, it was Cabrera. I like the intent of that outside serve, changing it up. Here's Ron on the catch, backhand. Robote forehand to the inside, will pass. Robote, forehand by Ron. Catch by Ikeda at the 9 line. Sidearm Karam opens beautifully and scores. Nice shot. 3 points for Ikeda of the Cyclones. He serves.
Well, the best chance is to throw shots on Ron. You got to get him to move around, get him uncomfortable,
I mean,
get him
this is
off his
just,
footing.
that is picture per. A sidearm Karam you have to throw hard enough to keep above the pad. The further back you are, the more difficult it is to throw, but it will open. That one did. Here's a catch by Ron. Backhand, low and hard to the inside. Ikeda from the 10 line, keeping it at the side wall. Robote, forehand, outside placement. Ikeda had eyes on it, but could not bring it into the cesta. Point, set, and match to Ron of the Fireballs, winning it in straight set 6-1, 6-3.
In the second win for the Fireballs today, they need One win in these final 3 matches to secure the top seed going into the playoffs. Ron, decisive win 6-1, 6-3 over Ikeda in singles. Take a look at that game day score. After that win by Ron, Fireballs out ahead 2-1. Again, we will hear from Ron in just a few moments, finishing up his singles season with a record of 4-1.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Take a look at that game day score now. After that win by Ron, Fireballs lead 2-1 on today's game day. This game day being the final regular season game day in our Winter 25 season. We got Ron ready to go. Let's hear from our winner in singles. Ron, we were mentioning before the match, you and Ikeda have a long history. You guys played together and then came here to Magic City together. What is it like playing him now 6 years later in a battle court match?
Well, Ikeda is my good friend, but inside the court we are mortal enemy, and I respect his game. And this guy gave me a lot of a hard time. So as much as possible, I don't want to get into set 3 because I know Ikeda gonna give me really, really tough inside the court. So I'm lucky enough that I'm able to finish, and all my shot is making a point. So I'm happy with that.
Awesome, Ron. Great performance there. Your team leads the game day. Good luck in your final match.
Thank
today.
you.
All right, coming up next, we'll get right into this Division 4 doubles match. Lalu and Cabrera put their 7-2 record on the line against Bueno and Amigarena, that team of the Cyclones, 3-6. Lalu and Cabrera won the previous matchup in 3 sets, 6-3, 4-6, 6-2, back about a month ago.
I do want to make sure he said mortal enemy, right?
He did say
okay,
mortal.
I just
love
want to
it.
make sure he did say that. All right, I wasn't hearing things. All right.
There's a serve. Bueno picks it to begin. Match 4. Well, Cabrera steps up, and then the kind of a half drop shot. And Bueno stops it, floats it back. Cabrera takes it in overhead. Bueno reaches in along the wall, backhand to the inside, stopped by Lalu. He goes deep. A little too high, though. That's in the overhead screen and out of play. Bueno and Amigarena on the board first in our 4th match. Robote coming up the middle. Lalu. That caught the corner. Opens up as a 2-all. Stopped by Bueno. Low runner. Lalu into the costado. Fires it inside. Scoop by Amigarena. There's a catch by Cabrera. Floats it along the wall. Amigarena steps back. Stops it in the air. Now Cabrera a little bit higher. Closer to the wall. Amigarena. Now Cabrera keeps it inside. Cut off. Amigarena again from the 10. He goes deep, fires it wall to wall. Lalu, it's in there with the Robote.
Oh, what a catch.
What a grab with one hand. Cabrera drops it inside. Bueno gets it off, keeps it on the wall. Cabrera back to Amigarena's left side from the 11. Plays it back. Cabrera waits on it. Fires it on the wall. Amigarena takes it off. Backhand comes in low like a bullet. Stopped again. Lalu comes flying in there, crashes into the wall, sends it back to Amigarena. Now Cabrera reaching up again. Drops it between the Cyclones. Amigarena up at the 11 line to make the play. Fires out of reach. Robote forehand. Launched. Not past Amigarena, though. He steps back to make the play. Forehand Robote backs him up. Amigarena now at the 13. Sends it high to the inside. Cabrera runs under it. Now Bueno. Plays it back. Cabrera. A little bit higher. Oh, that clears the screen. Amigarena backed up. Keeps it inside. Robote again for Lalu. Amigarena's right side. Early call from Cabrera. He makes the stop. Low bullet. Look at Lalu. Came up on him quick. Sends the backhand deep. Amigarena ducks out of the way. Bueno saves the Robote. Scooped up by Cabrera again. Backhand, low runner. Catch by Amigarena. Well, now Cabrera. 11 line. Back up the middle to Amigarena. Scoop by Cabrera. Backhand 2-wall opens. Stopped on the outside. Bueno comes out over the top. Robote. Oh my goodness.
So my eyes are still. Is everybody all right?
Everyone is safe, and it's a second point for Bueno and Amigarena. Ooh.
Oh, that one-handed nonsense is just so hard to watch when it's not working out right.
Get rid of it, get rid of it. Oh boy.
Okay.
Not there.
So we almost
Look at
took
the
out
reaction
both
of the
front
people.
quarters.
Jairo, hands on the face. Manu, Ron, everyone reacting the same way.
Everyone you mentioned, including myself, have been hit with the ball. It sucks.
Oh, what a catch there by Cabrera on the numbers. Floats it back. Here's Amigarena now. Keeps it low to the inside. Picked off the wall by Cabrera. Catch on the inside. Lalu plays it back. Amigarena now from the 12. Keeps this one even lower. Lalu couldn't get there. Cabrera from the back. Floats it inside. Now Amigarena. Long Robote. Lalu tracks it down. Sends it. Wall to wall. Bueno now scrambling, and he saves it. Gets it to Cabrera in the backcourt. Soft touch on the backhand. Drops it between them. Then Amigarena takes it right off the wall. Now Cabrera slows things down with the right side. Bueno runs under it. Forehand. Crossing. Oh, Lalu not going to let him. Great read to stop it in the air. Here's the Robote forehand. Just off his footing, kind of lays it up. Amigarena looking to attack from the 10. Powerful backhand. Pass Cabrera. Lalu set up for the Robote. Saves it inside. Lalu again. Left side Robote. A little bit closer to the wall. Amigarena. Now Cabrera. Keeps it on the numbers. What a catch.
Beautiful
back
catch.
in the corner. Robote left side. That one clips a bit. Bueno. What a reach. Costado inside. Dropping. Cabrera couldn't get there, but Lalu comes cross court. Saves the Robote. Now Cabrera. Backed up to the 12. Floats one inside. Amigarena. Sends it deep. What a catch off the sidewall. Amigarena, high backhand 2-wall. It lands in. It's the cage that'll score 3 in a row for Bueno and Amigarena.
That one worked. Actually landed quite perfect. So Amigarena bangs it off the side wall, stays high in the air, lands in, and hits the pad. No returning it. It's good to see Lalu looking at Cabrera, basically saying, hey, no worries.
Bear with that low runner. Scoop. Missed. Now get the fireballs on the board. No shutout in our first set. Lalu and Cabrera serve.
That's one of those that takes just a bounce off. It hits something on the front wall. You can't describe exactly what it is. Usually one of the corners, but just has a very different sound to it. Low runner
to the inside.
Powerful serve. Amigarena steps back to the 13 to make the play. Lalu blasts another one. This comes shooting off the back wall. Bueno turns it. Lalu gonna let it pass. Now Cabrera from the back. Little bullet. There's Bueno to cut it off again. Plays it back to Cabrera. Over to the inside now. Back it up. Amigarena scoops it up. High Costado. Up the middle. Amigarena. Now Cabrera's low runner. Bueno came flying in. Dropped it. 2 points for the Fireballs.
Again, sometimes a front quarter wants to get involved. Sometimes you're instinctively moving in. But with the Amigarena on the left side, let him catch everything.
Well, Amigarena back beyond the 13. Floats it inside. Here's the rebote. Forehand for Lalu. Cabrera from the 12 line, back to the inside. Amigarena's there. A runner scooped by Cabrera. Backhand goes high and deep. Amigarena, it's out of reach. Bueno missed the rebote. Long one coming out to him. It's now 3-3. Fireballs have tied it up.
Bueno's been spot on with his catches and rebotes earlier in the day. With that one, you just need to see the ball coming off of the back wall. That's an awfully long way as well. And into your cesta before you start your throwing motion.
Bueno picks it. Drop shot. Look at Cabrera. He got there. 2-wall return by Cabrera. Scores. Fireballs with 4 in a row take the lead.
That's one of those where Cabrera knew he was throwing it because it was, if nothing else, flirting with that outer line. He comes in and he just blasts it. Both judges very quick to point that that's in.
Serve comes back to Amigarena, who had caught the corner. Opens up to the middle of the court. Cabrera right side with a soft touch. Bueno cuts it off. Big backhand follows. Here's the rebote for Lalu. Sends it high into the corner. Stopped by Amigarena. Lalu again digs this one out. Puts it on the wall. Amigarena takes it right off. A leaping grab taken in by Cabrera. Backhand opens. Amigarena stops it on the right side. Comes over the top. Cabrera, great body control. Keeps it on the left. Sends it inside. Tough rebote. Leads to a diving save. Lalu, 2-wall. Stopped by Bueno. Bueno from the outside. His 2-wall is out. 5 points possible. Set point for Lalu and Cabrera.
Quite a comeback here in this first set for Lalu and Cabrera just by focusing on catching and keeping the ball in play.
All missed off the serve. Point and set. The ace ends at 6-3. Oh, and Cabrera win it. 2 minutes will come back and play. Set 2. First set going the way of the Fireballs. 6 straight points at that, Stu. Cyclones got out to that 3-0 lead. But Lalu and Cabrera, you know, a great partnership. They didn't really seem like they were losing any confidence, even digging themselves in that 3-0 hole, and they got right out and won the set.
Absolutely. Cabrera's solid with his catching. Here's one of his backhand 2-walls. Bueno goes out, grabs it on the forehand. Cabrera does an excellent job
Right till there.
until he decided to throw. Yeah, that's, you know, you got to appreciate the effort. But there's literally no place else that the 2 front quarters can run to get out of the way.
Yeah, definitely just hooked it a bit and intend to throw it there, but you know, that's why you say sometimes if the play's over, you know, just let it end.
That was one successful backhand 2-wall that worked.
A high backhand 2-wall there, hits in and then hits the cage. Once it hits the cage, point's done. Scoop miss.
But here's that shows the value of if you can line it up and throw it at your opponent's feet.
How about this? A 2-all from the backcourt in doubles.
Well, I think Cabrera's position was if I'm going to run all the way up here, I'm killing the point.
And then look at this serve. Comes in, crosses.
Beautiful.
And scores.
Amigarena was spot on with his catching throughout, but that one, that's a tough one for anyone to stop.
Yeah, coming in hard, crossing low. 6 straight points for the Fireballs. They claim that first set 6-3. See team captain Aratz there.
You seeing him in singles up next?
Yeah, so Aratz coming up next in singles. For the Fireballs, though, tie or win the game day, they clinch the #1 seed. If they can win one of these next 2 sets, that will be their 3rd win of the game day, thus clinching the #1 seed for the Fireballs. But even if they don't get it done here, still 2 matches up next. Aratz against Manu in singles, and Aruti and Ron take out Inaki and Amigarena. We are ready to begin set number 2. Bueno and Amigarena will serve to Lalu and Cabrera.
What?
Bueno and Amigarena will serve to begin set 2. There's the serve. Set 2 is underway. Cabrera keeps it low to the inside. It's missed along the wall. Quick point to begin set 2 for the Fireballs.
I'll tell you, Amigarena doesn't miss many of the low runners. That one he did. Again, right off of the frame. Well thrown. Another one of those players who gets down eye level with the ball. Makes the stop.
Here's a catch by Amigarena. Back to the inside. Off by Cabrera. Low runner. It's dropping. Scooped up by Amigarena. Backhand. Caught in the middle of the court. Catch inside. Here's Amigarena. The backhand pulled in by Cabrera. From the 11 line, he sends it back. Wall to wall. We'll take forehand now for Bueno. Amigarena back to the inside. Cabrera. Hard throw. Takes Amigarena out of it. Rebote for Bueno. Kicks off the sidewall. Back to the left side of Cabrera.
What a catch.
Again as that crossed late. Amigarena up the middle to Cabrera. Well, that leaves a tough scoop, Rebote rather, and it's saved by Amigarena. Scoop by Lalu, back inside, Amigarena's got it. Another Rebote coming out, Lalu sends it high, a little bit too high. That caught the rail just above the front wall, which is out of play.
The rail sounds much different than glass. Sometimes it's close, not that time.
Backhand to the inside, crossing. Amigarena comes away with it. Rebote forehand, it's crossing, dropping again. Amigarena lines it up, makes a save. Look at Lalu attack, 2-all, snapped in to score that open wide to give the Fireballs a second point.
Now, we've seen Lalu throw the shot before, but that time just landed perfectly.
Bueno takes the serve, fires it inside, right to Cabrera, backhand 2-all, scores.
That won't work.
My, what a combination. 3-1 lead for Lalu and Cabrera.
Good pick by Bueno.
Well thrown to the inside. This is a good catch by Cabrera. Just off the tip of Bueno Sesta, lands in and scores. Well done.
What a catch back in the corner by Amigarena. Sends it high and deep. Rote coming out for Lalu. He sends it a long way. Bueno backpedals. Stops at the 4 line. Turns it inside. Now Cabrera. What a
Great
Robote save on the back end. Turns into a 2-wall. Amigarena's got it. From the outside. Sends it inside. It's tipped. That's a second point for the Cyclones.
Beautiful throw by Amigarena. Threw across court and crossing the sidewall deep. Nice save by Cabrera here. A little clip off the sidewall. This is headed straight for the cage. Amigarena stops it. Again, just crosses that side wall, right where Cabrera's going after it. Well done.
Cabrera from the outside, drops it along the wall. Here's Amigarena. Lalu. A bullet there in the corner. Amigarena steps away. Bueno turns it up the middle. Lalu. Hurtado, stopped by Bueno. Well, he goes to the inside. Tough one past Cabrera, but off his footing. He lays up the rebote. Bueno runs under it. Sends it low end. Hard inside. There's a scoop. Hard backhand. Now Amigarena takes off. He's got it to the outside. The Filo rebote scores for Amigarena. And ties it 3-3.
That was really well done. Well played point by all 4 players. Bueno with some fantastic catching. Cabrera with some fantastic catching. Nice throw to the inside. Amigarena gets perfectly in a position. Boom, to the outside. Well done.
This one dropped at Amigarena's feet. Oh, that kicked up. He stays with it back in the corner. This one comes in low. Amigarena now from the 11 line. Back inside, Cabrera now. Goes high and deep. Pass both Cyclones. Bueno alone for it. Saves the rebote. Scoop by Cabrera. Amigarena. That one crossing.
Oh, what a
scoop
scoop
again by Cabrera. Keeps it inside Amigarena. Backhand. Catch by Cabrera now. Oh, it comes up the middle. Lalu on the costado. Sends it inside Amigarena. High scoop. Plays it back. Lalu comes flying in and tipped it. And now the Cyclones have come back to take the lead 4-3.
Again, Lalu, his catching's been solid throughout this match so far. Cabrera's been doing a fine job in the backcourt. If Cabrera called for him, that's one thing. But I don't think that ball was going to do anything particularly special that would have made it difficult for Cabrera to make the catch.
Runner to the inside, scoop by Amigarena, backhand. Thrown wall to wall. Here's the rebote by Lalu. Catch on the inside by Amigarena. Lalu, great control, sends it back. Clears the screen, now Bueno tracks it down, sends it inside, scoop. High one by Cabrera.
Oh, what a
catch back in the corner, across the wall late. Now rebote back to Lalu. Clears the screen. Bueno reaches in, stops it in the air, backhand, low and hard, scooped up by Cabrera. He goes high and deep again. Coming back out to Bueno. This one up the middle, Lalu. Costado, hard to the inside. Now rebote for Amigarena. He keeps it going. Another one. Time a drop shot. Bueno comes flying in and tipped it. 4-4 is the score. Fireball serve.
Have to believe that Bueno was thinking about making a throw. He's been making those catches consistently. He's got this one at chest level.
Just coming in.
Yeah,
quick.
and he watched the ball as it crossed over the top of his cesta go behind him.
That's a hard serve. Crossing and an ace. Makes it 5-4. Possible set. Possible match point for Lalu and Cabrera. And with the set win here, Fireballs would clinch the #1 seed. Look at that one. I mean, he's backed up, and beyond the 13 line there is a glass wall and a camera behind it. So it's not much. That's an underserve. First fault. Second one coming up.
Yeah, that's the thing that surprised us about Lalu when he's in his first season with Battle Court, and we'd seen him play elsewhere, of course, before bringing him on, but his power on this court, both he and Urrutia, they throw as hard as anybody in Battle Court.
Rebote left side to the inside, picked up on the bounce by Migarena. Rebote forehand. Oh, that's up in the overhead screen. So we are at 5-5. Possible match point here for the Fireballs. It is set point for the Cyclones.
Power gives and takes. In that case, it took. Particularly powerful forehand. Just kicked up and hit the overhead screen. 5-5, so we'll see if we go to a third set or if the Fireballs finish first.
Wow, what a catch by Cabrera. Keeps it going on the inside of Migarena. Equally good catch up the wall. Cabrera backhand. Oh, that open. Bueno stops it. Cortada by Bueno. Cabrera reaches in, takes it in off the sidewall. Backhand low, stopped by Migarena. He sends it high and deep. What a stop in the corner again. Now Lalu getting involved, cuts it off at the 9-line, backhand, powerfully thrown, and a beautiful grab overhead by Migarena. This one coming back out, Lalu, Rebote plays it inside, kicking up along the wall, and Migarena's there. Another tough grab by Cabrera. This one trying to drop it at his feet, but Migarena got there in the air. Long Rebote up at the 4-line, turned inside, catch by Migarena. Oh, Rebote to the outside, scores for the win. What a way to end it. Point, set, and match, Lalu and Cabrera. 6-3, 6-5. Well, Stu, that's why I say process over results. You know, they wouldn't teach you that one in the Rebote school, but it does score. And it ends the match in the Fireball's favor.
You're saving shots for now. For me, I mean, do you realize how much more announcing you and I have to do together? And you're going to pull shots out. Seriously. You just want like a crappy 2 weeks of announcing with me is what you're looking for. Rebote school. What the hell is a Rebote school?
I don't know. It just came to me.
Wow.
Not much, folks, but it's honest work. What a win there by the Fireballs, 6-3, 6-5. They clinch the #1 seed. Third point for the Fireballs today. That's enough for a game day tie and enough to secure the #1 seed heading into the playoffs. So now we know the matchups. The Fireballs will play the Warriors in one semifinal. That is the 1-4 matchup. And the Devils will play the Renegades in the other semifinal. So now it's set. Lalu and Cabrera, though, finish up their regular season together at 8-2. How about this? First season paired up, and these two figured it out. Ready in the DraftKings Players Cage, let's hear from Lalu and Cabrera. Congratulations, guys. The clinching win for the #1 seed as you head into the playoffs there. But 8-2, you guys finish up the regular season. Going into it, I know there was discussion about who's playing backcourt with Urrutia or Lalu, but how do you think things shaped up in the end?
Yeah, these guys are really good, and it took them no time to adjust to the court and everything. And we got our eye on the championship, and now we got to focus on the Warriors on Friday.
Awesome. Great job today, and good luck rest of the way and on Friday. Thank you
guys.
Yep. Singles Division 1. We got a great matchup here. Two of the best backcourters. We'll see Arats against Manu. Arats just 3-6 in singles this season. Manu is 2-7. Previous matchup between Arats and Manu went to Arats 6-5, 6-3. That was a straight set win back about a month and a half ago. And the Fireballs do own the tiebreaker over the Devils, so the Fireballs have already clinched that #1 seed, but still playing off here. Final few matches in the regular season are Rots against Manu.
We're ready to begin our next match. It is a singles match between Rots for the Fireballs and Manu for the Cyclones. Rots serves, we begin. Manu from the 11 line on the left side. Here's a Rots, backhand from the 10. Robote for Manu. To the outside, Rots will keep it on the left side, going for it. Tip ball, first point. The first set goes to Manu of the Cyclones. He serves. Have to imagine that Rots was thinking all about a costado there. Because, I mean, you know, you can't question his catching. You just can't.
Not at all.
He catches everything. Here's a backhand by Rots to the inside. Manu's there. Backhand from the 8. Robote forehand. Rots was moving up aggressively to take it in the air. Wound up with a miss scoop. Second point for Manu. And the Cyclones. Manu will serve.
Well, Manu was throwing these devastating pikas in doubles, getting the ball up over Lalu and Rots both going to the same play here. You see Rots charging and he's trying to take that ball in the air. He knows that if he doesn't get to it, the scoop is going to be next to impossible, and you saw how it kicked up.
That was the case there.
2-0, great start for Manu.
Here's a backhand by Rots to the inside. Ball tipped to the sidewall. Rots is on the board with the point and the serve for the Fireballs.
Rare miss there, but you see where he's reaching. He's about ankle height. Again, the lower you're reaching, we're going to see those missed balls.
That's what we're talking about when we're talking about court positioning, is how you move to the ball to try to make it easy for you to catch. Yeah. Here's a backhand by Manu, powerfully thrown. A little bit of a Magic City bounce. It opens. Look at Rots. Tremendous ball control, great positioning. Here's Manu all the way at the 3 line. He's going to pass. Rots going for the Robote, has a missed ball at the side wall. Well played by both players. 3 points for Manu of the Cyclones. He serves.
Usually advise against putting the ball where Rots can make a play on it, but that was just perfect. I mean, it hit off the back wall, right on a line to the side wall here. See if we get another look at it.
And you saw Manu there pass the ball to the judge. Basically making sure that the ball is still good to play with.
I mean, look at this throw here. He's up on the outside at the 4 line, and that is, I mean, that's right on the wall.
Yep.
I mean, you can't place it any better, and he threw that from the outside at the 3 line.
Here's a backhand by Rots to the inside. Manu's there. Backhand from the 8 line. Low along the wall. Rots reaches out. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand is a miss at the 10 line. 2 points for Rots and the Fireballs. Rots serves.
Another tough one coming in there. Crossing late, low on the side wall. Manu can't get the cesta in to save it.
Here's a backhand by Manu. Robote forehand. A day hotter Robote.
Yeah,
Manu's
like
all over it. Fake the 2-all, puts it inside to score. 4 points for Manu of the Cyclones. Manu has a serve. Yeah, that didn't unfold the way that Rots wanted to. Not just the fact that he lost the point. He didn't expect it to come back that far.
Yeah, Manu's able to run around it, and if he gets it on the left side, just forget about it. He can throw. He gets a lot of spin on the costado. It opens wide, and he's got enough power to beat you inside from anywhere.
Here's the backhand by Rots. Robote. Forehand to the inside. Scoop on the forehand of Rots. Sends it deep. Manu for the Robote on the side wall. He makes the save. Rots attacks. Catches it in the air at the 4 line. Throws a 2-wall that lands in to score. 3 points for Aratz of the Fireballs. He serves. Well played. That's what he wanted to do before. Again, you know, when Manu's just laying it up, look at the look at that concentration.
He's got time too.
As opposed to when we occasionally comment about players who take their eye off the ball, who are thinking about the throw before they make the catch.
Yeah.
You just look at the concentration on Aratz's face as he's making that catch. That's how you catch the ball in high lie. Here's a backhand by Manu to the inside. Aratz is there. Big backhand. Robote forehand. Beautiful scoop by Manu, high on the left side. Hard throw. Aratz for the Robote. He hooked it. 5 points for Manu and the Cyclones. Possible set point. Aratz just not able to get anything moving in this first set so far. Again, hasn't been going for those 2 walls that he's been throwing really well this season.
No, Manu really, I mean, he's had a great day so far. I mean,
No
he started
question
off
about it.
that first match. He was placing the ball perfectly. I mean, defense, core
There is
positioning.
something to be said about, you know, the Cyclones have no pressure other than, you know, if you don't win the game, you don't get paid. But they've done well today.
No, they really have.
Here's the catch by Manu. Backhand from the 9 line. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Aratz. Scoop by Manu. Backhand. Robote forehand by Aratz. To pass. Cut off by Manu. Big backhand follows. Robote by Aratz. It's a 2-all. That's well played. Big bounce stop to the outside by Manu. He takes 1 step, throws it, and scores. Point and set for Manu of the Cyclones. He wins the first set 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. Come back out. Play our next set. There you have it. The first set of our 5th match in the game day is complete. Manu takes the first set. Once again, you're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently in our 5th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day between the Fireballs and the Cyclones. Here's some replays from that first set. A singles match between Manu and Aratz. Look at that control by Aratz. Situational awareness, knowing exactly where that front wall is. Just kind of flip it around your back from the 10 line and complete the play. Manu crosses the sidewall there beautifully. And there the inside placement will score. Aratz has to respect Manu's ability to throw a 2-all because we've seen him do it all day. This one, that focus on Aratz, he makes the catch, snaps off a 2-all that lands into score. Very well done. See that again? See Manu make the catch? Manu's got a couple options here, but passing hard to the inside is what he chooses, and it works just fine. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Manu getting plenty of feedback, and that's an extreme close-up of Manu. The truth of the matter is that he's usually smiling, so usually. Almost always.
Reason to do so today. Well played first set. Great day.
He played so well in that doubles match. My goodness. I mean,
Second match here against Aratz. Manu looking for the sweep today. Fireballs have already clinched that #1 seed, though. That was their goal coming into today. Second set.
Aratz serves. Second set has begun. Here's the catch by Aratz. Backhand from the 9 line. To the inside it goes. Here's Manu from the 11 line. Backhand by Aratz. Right up the middle. Robote left side. Very much to the inside by Manu. Manu will stop this at the 10 line. Backhand to pass. Robote, forehand by Aratz. Manu takes it. Backhand, low runner to the inside. Aratz stops it in the air at the 8 line. Robote forehand. Manu advances, takes it down low at the 7 line. Rebote forehand. Manu's there. Costado inside to score. First point of the second set goes to Manu of the Cyclones. He serves. And again, it's not like you see Aratz guessing wrong.
No.
Any highlight player in the world has to guess at some point. Manu does not give anything away when he's throwing his Costado. We were talking about this with Ron earlier.
Yeah.
There are just some players who, and not only can they throw it inside or throw the 2-wall, but they're actually cognizant of where their opponent is when they're about to do it.
Sure.
Manu more than most. Aratz committed to the 2-wall, and Manu put it right to the inside. Well done. Here's a backhand by Aratz. Aratz hangs with the ball, makes the play, Magic City bounce, cuts way to the outside, and scores. 1-1, Aratz serves 4 fireballs.
Well, Manu did the best he could to try to make a play on it, but you'll see where this kicks, and I mean, he's going left side. He's got to stop. And opens up off the backhaul, too. And really no chance. Tough break. Still 1-1.
Powerful backhand by Manu Rebote to the forehand. Aratz. Manu at the 8 line. Big backhand to the corner, out to the Rebote. Aratz makes the save. Gustavo 2-all with a light touch, hit the pad, and the pad is bad. As 2 points for Manu, he serves.
It's such a good opportunity against Manu. You just have to convert one like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's up in the front court. He's got it on the Costado and just short-armed it a bit. Dropped it low in the pad, and, you know, that pad is bad.
I mean, there's nothing inherently bad about the pad. The pad itself is nice, but, you know, if you hit it with the ball.
The result is,
yeah, exactly. It can cost you points and money. Here's a catch by Manu, backhand to the inside. That's a point for Aratz. We're all tied up 2-2.
Well, Aratz's 2 points, 1 Magic City bounce and 1 Chula. I mean, can't really
Other than
hit
that, he's been
spot.
everywhere.
Yeah, other than that, Manu has been perfect in this match. Really nothing you can do there to defend those two. Just got to stay in it, get one back here.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Rebote. Forehand by Aratz. Manu makes the catch, winds up. Costado to the inside. Aratz on the run. What an effort by Aratz. That clears the overhead screen and is in play. Manu with a low bullet to the corner. Aratz is there, 2-all. He goes for it. That lands out. 3 points for Manu and the Cyclones. He serves.
Aratz does that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bold attempt by Aratz. That really is.
He just turns a defensive play into an offensive one. His thinking is, look, the opponent's probably going to get the point if I'm going down to the ground to save the Rebote, so I may as well try to get one back and try to turn the tide. But not to be there. Just a little wide. Manu leads 3-2.
Fault. Over serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. How could anybody have a bad day with Inaki around, huh? You know? He's got a special talent that way. He just does. Here's the catch by Aratz, backhand to the inside. Rebote, forehand by Manu, powerfully thrown over the top. Aratz. Manu going for the ball. Bote Correo on the forehand. Tip. 3-3. Aratz serves. I accidentally
Coming right up the middle,
went back to my my former announcing. So taking the ball on the bounce, on the running bounce, not the quick bounce. Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. Basically, if you take it bote pronto, that's the quick bounce. That's a scoop. Bote corrido is more running bounce. It's kind of hard to explain that in English. You just got to know it when you see it. Said by a person who speaks no Spanish whatsoever. Here's the backhand by Manu, powerfully thrown. Rebote, forehand by Aratz. Manu is there. Scoop by Manu. Here's the backhand. Manu, great catch overhead at the 10 line. Big backhand follows wall to wall. Rebote. 2-all by Aratz, opens and scores. Well done. 4 points for Aratz and the fireballs he serves.
What a shot there off the Rebote. Got it to open up wide and out of the reach of Manu. Take another look here. Perfectly done. Aratz running with the ball as it's approaching. Sends it into the sidewall first. It opens up, and too long of a run for Manu.
There's the backhand by Manu. Aratz looks for the Rebote at the 8 line. Forehand Rebote, 2 pass. Cut off in the air by Manu. Backhand to the corner, out to the Rebote. Aratz is there.
Hey.
Manu to the inside, and it scores. 4-4 is the score. Manu serves. The way this plays out, this is a perfect example of what we've been talking about the whole time. You see Aratz, he lingers. He steps from foot to foot. I could go back inside or I could go outside. And as soon as Manu senses that he's twitching to the outside, boom, to the inside, right along the wall.
And enough power that, I mean, it's by him easily.
Without holding. I mean, that's the key, without holding. Manu has that set in constant motion at all times. Big backhand by Aratz to the corner, out to the Rebote. Manu is there. Aratz on the catch, backhand from the 9. That ball took off and hit the overhead screen. 5 points for Aratz. Possible set point. So Manu won the first set 6-3. Aratz is leading with possible set point 5-4 in the second set. Aratz is able to finish this off. That's a third and final set.
It looked like Manu just kind of forgot which court he was playing on for a set. I mean, he just threw that so high. Usually a good throw and highlight, but here that's on the overhead screen.
Big backhand by Manu. Rebote. Forehand by Aratz. That one clears.
What a good one.
Beautiful Rebote play. Scoop. Back to the inside. Manu's on it. Backhand from the 9 line to pass. Wall to wall. Rebote coming out to the 7 line. That ball is hooked by Aratz and hits the pad. 5-5 is the score. Set point for Aratz, which would force a third set. Match point for Manu.
Well, 5-5's been a common score today.
It has been.
Results have been kind of mixed here. Early going the Cyclones' way, a little bit later going the way of the Fireballs. See if Manu can end it right here.
Excellent catch by Aratz. Powerful, powerful backhand from the corner. Manu at the 6 line. Turns the forehand Rebote wall to wall. Catch by Manu. Backhand. Aratz is there. Backhand from the 10 line. Rebote with a little electric kick. Great catch by Aratz. That ball's on the wall. Manu makes the stop. To the corner it goes. Out to the Rebote. Manu advances, takes it in the air, winds up. Inside placement will score for the win. Point, set, and match to Manu. who takes it in straight sets for the Cyclones, 6-3, 6-5.
Yeah, so the game day comes down to match 6. Ruti and Ron going up against Inaki and Amigarena. Final match of the regular season coming up. Chance for the Cyclones to end the game day in a tie. Fireballs could win it. We'll see up next, just 2 minutes away. We got a replay first here. Rabote saved by Rotz, but look at Manu. Ran under it, caught it in the air, and then as he did, Costano inside, just out of reach. So Rotz goes crashing into the wall. 6-5 into the second set. Manu closes it out.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Take a look at that game day score, reflecting that win by Manu, his 3rd in singles this season. And keeps the game day alive heading into our final match. His team could end it in a tie. Fireballs could win. We'll see up next. But we're going to hear from Manu first. What a great day of action for Manu. Winning both of his games today. Here he is, Manu, for the Cyclones. You said one of the best days for you this season, winning both of your matches. What was the key to such great play from the start?
Well, I don't know. You try to keep focus on my game and make one more catch than my opponent. Obviously, was not a good season for us, but we try to finish well. So.
Yeah.
Happy, but another season with the Cyclone not making the playoffs. So, yeah.
That was a strong finish for you, Manu. We'll see you back next season. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got Arutia and Ron. Final match of the regular season. They'll take on Inaki and Amigarena. So Arutia and Ron just 2-7 in the regular season. Inaki and Amigarena actually the best doubles team record-wise. Second best doubles team record-wise with that 6-3 mark. If you're the Fireballs here, it'd be good to see Arutia and Ron put together a solid performance. They've lost 4 matches in a row and haven't been particularly strong in any of those 4 losses either. So see if they can get back on track here in their final opportunity before the playoffs. Arutia is ready to serve. Let's begin that final match. Arutia serves. We begin our final match with a drop shot by Inaki. Arutia takes off his drop shot. Droppier and scoring. First point of our final match to the Fireballs.
Arutia got in there quick and just threw a ball that died before the 2 line. That's so well done.
Fault over serve, first fault, second serve coming up. Backhand up the middle. Here's a catch by Amigarena. Here's Arutia on the inside. Backhand cut off by Amigarena. Backhand to the inside by Amigarena. What a catch by Ron. Takes it in on the left side. Inaki goes wall to wall. Rabote forehand off his footing. Plays it inside. Inaki scoops it. Sends it back. Not past Ron, though. Great catch overhead. Ron from the 12 line brings Inaki to take it in. Back to Ron in the corner. Now Migarena from the 11 line. Backhand up the middle. Ron keeps it on the left side. Ron back in the corner. Floats it up. And Migarena steps up, makes the play. Now Ron, 12 line again. Backhand on the numbers, and Migarena pulls it in. Urrutia calls him off, looking for the rebote, drops it inside, and Migarena steps up, takes it in the air, back to Ron. Now Inaki from the 9 line, backed up, plays it on the numbers. Ron, spectacular catch, backhand. Now the 2-wall, Migarena on the right side. Looking across the wall, Ron backs up, makes the play in the middle of the court. Rebote for Urrutia, forehand. Catch on the inside by Inaki. Inaki sends it back. Oh, Urrutia. Great foot speed. Got there to cut it off. Now Ron from the 11 line. Backhand to the inside. Kicking up. Migarena takes it in. Back at the 13. Rebote left side to the inside. High scoop made by Migarena. Backhand. Dropping low. Urrutia. Now Inaki's rebote, plays it inside. Ron with the catch from the 10. Sends it back, rebote coming out. Inaki gets it across the wall. Urrutia all the way to the backcourt to make the save. Inaki, Costado, splitter. Ron, perfect positioning, makes the catch. Soft cortada. Migarena steps up, read it, made the catch. There's a backhand, powerful one. Shooting off the back wall, saved by Urrutia. Ball dropped on the inside. What a point there by all 4 players. Cyclones get it. Tie at 1-1.
Just a different energy. Ball's moving fast, players moving into position. I did notice that Urrutia had time to fix his mustache in between throws. That's impressive. I didn't know if there was anything wrong with his mustache, but he made it, I don't know, a little bit better.
Migarena backing up, dropped it on the right side. That's 2 for the Fireballs. Migarena from the 12 line, keeps it on the wall. Ron steps away. Urrutia saves the rebote. Inaki reaching in low, stops it. Plays the backhand pass. Urrutia launches that rebote, kicks off the sidewall. Now Inaki with the save. Ron, 10 line, plays the backhand, caught by Migarena off the sidewall. Ron at the 12. Throws it high and hard. Backing up. Here's a Migarena. Steps up again. He's got it at the 11 line. Plays it back. Ron waiting for it in the corner. Ron goes high. It just clears. Inaki's got to come back. Saves rebote. Urrutia aggressively. Costado. Drop shot. Dropped in the pad. The pad is bad. 2 points for Inaki and Migarena.
Drop shot had worked for Urrutia earlier, not that time. But again, you see Inaki moving up on you. You start wanting to say, I need to throw this a little lower, a little softer, and no, just throw it. If he gets it, he gets it.
Good catch by Migarena on the inside. There's the backhand. Coming in low. Ron makes the catch. Great stop back beyond a 13 line. Migarena sends it back. Ron leaping grab. Takes Migarena to the outside. This one drops between the fireballs. Urrutia digs it out. Oh, out of reach of Inaki. Migarena has to make a tough scoop. He does. What a backhand again, clearing the screen. Inaki now turns it back inside. Ron steps up. Low bullet on the wall, caught by Migarena. Urrutia now to the inside. What a scoop by Migarena. Backhand, caught by Ron again.
Boy, both Urrutia and Lalu cut to the inside when their backquarter's throwing. It's a little on the dangerous side.
Migarena from the middle of the court. Sends it high, not past Ron though. Leaping grab at the 12 line. Now Migarena. Same spot on the wall, right between the fireballs. Urrutia makes a save. Inaki with the catch. Costado to the inside. Scooped up by Ron. Backhand. Coming in high. Pass to Migarena. Inaki alone for the rebote. Sends it back right to Ron's left side. Ron beyond the 12. Floats one back. Migarena settles. Same spot. Plays it back to him. Oh, that one right in the corner. Ron had the step in. Backhand. Takes him to the outside. Now Migarena just beyond the 11. Keeps it inside. Ron with the grab. Backhand. A little bit harder. Migarena steps back. Not going to let it pass.
Impressed with Ron's catching. One after the other on the left side.
Unable to pass there. Left side rebote by Urrutia. Drops at his feet. Migarena runs around it. Diving save on the rebote. Leaping catch by Urrutia. Back inside. It scores. Makes it 3-2. Fireballs lead.
Tell you, catching the ball behind you once it's past you is so hard to do and so ill-advised. This one gets past Urrutia, but he still stops it behind him. You always want to be catching the ball in front of you and then stopping it on the side, whether it's on the forehand or the backhand, costado, either way. But Urrutia doing a really good job of stopping the ball behind him. Oh, look at Inaki
reaching on the right side. Cortada picked off by Ron. What a catch. Now Migarena stops it overhead. Backhand towards the inside. Ron. To Inaki, able to cut it off from the 9 line, sends it deep. Rebote out of reach, coming out. Urrutia makes the save. Picked up by Migarena at the 11 line. Goes high and deep. Left side rebote. Migarena runs under it. Migarena, low bullet inside. Urrutia comes cross court, cuts it off, sends it back. On the numbers, Migarena takes it right off. Now Ron back at the 13 line to the inside. Catch by Migarena. Now Ron, same spot, up a line further. Oh, Migarena reaching into the corner, comes out with it. Urrutia splitter.
What a catch.
One-handed grab by Inaki. Sends it back. Urrutia looking for the rebote now to the inside. To Migarena back it up. He scooped it up. Now Inaki. Plays it back to Ron. Ron floats one up. Migarena settles at the 12 to make the catch. Migarena middle of the court. High and deep. 3-wall play. Urrutia tracks it down at the 7. Turns it powerfully to the inside.
Beautiful
nice
catch.
Scoop again. Now Ron from the 12. Keeps it inside. It's dropping. Migarena just did get there. Alpha rebote again. Caught by Migarena. Backhand to the inside. Pulled in by Ron. Forehand rebote. He digs it out, but right to Urrutia. Fires it inside. Scoop by Migarena. Even better than the one before. Another one with a big bounce. Controls it up high on the left side. Now Ron has to reach in the corner. Makes the catch. Fires it back. Migarena. Hard to the inside. Urrutia from the 9. Shooting off the back wall. Quick turn by Inaki. Back to Ron. Backhand. Dropping, Migarena steps up. Urrutia reaches in, right on the tip, sends it back wall to wall. Rebote for Inaki, crosses, and Ron picks it up. catch on the inside by Ron. Inaki, Costado, inside placement. Ron reaching low, stops it before the second bounce, and he launches it. Coming back to the 5 line, Inaki turns it over the top, dropping, diving save by Urrutia. Right to Inaki's left side, the 2-wall is stopped. Forehand from Urrutia. What a scoop there by Amigarena. This point is still going.
My goodness.
That drops into the corner. Inaki on the rebote now, cut off by Urrutia. Sends it from the 8. Up the middle, Amigarena now, left side. Back inside, there's Ron reaching it off the wall.
This point's still going on. This is the one that had the exciting stuff just a few moments ago.
Left side rebote, looking for a big bounce. Inaki comes cross court to cut it off. He goes deep. Past Ron, Urrutia alone, saves it. All right, back up the middle. Now Amigarena. Urrutia again comes cross court. Great foot speed. Ron had to reach this time, cuts it off low, backhand, right to Amigarena's left side. Rebote again, this one with an even bigger bounce. Amigarena in the corner, comes away with it again. Now Ron from the 11 line. It's right on the wall, Rebote shoots out. Inaki turns it past Urrutia, and Ron comes up with it. Amigarena from the outside. Oh, it's on the wall and scoring. Tremendous point by all 4. And it's 3-3.
That's something else. I mean, just catch by catch, throw by throw, and that was all in 1 point. Outside placement by Inaki. Stopped by Urrutia. Urrutia fires it back in. Just a great series.
Yeah, I mean, the play's been phenomenal, but I just don't know how long. I mean, both these backcourters can keep doing this. I mean, they're I mean, you can see we've played only 6 points, and Ron looks, I mean, admittedly, he's played a lot of long points. He just seems gassed already, but he's working hard.
Oh, you hate to see that. Oh,
missed off the serve.
Oh, you hate to see that. Who got the point?
That was an ace here, but we will be taking a injury timeout here for Ron.
You got paused. I'll put my counter on. All right.
Boy, folks, that
You never like to see that.
Well, hoping that it just is a cramp or something of that nature at this stage of the match, but boy, Fireball's looking ahead of the playoffs, and he was reaching. Was it the hamstring here, Stu? Where exactly?
So that looks wonky right there. That looks wonky. Yeah, right there. That right foot just looks really, really, really. Yeah, and he's grabbing for his right hamstring is where he's grabbing.
And then he's trying to walk it off, and then you see he goes down here. That is just not what you want to see. They are getting Ron. They were trying to get him up here, but you'll take another look here. And then that right there is not good either. He missed a step, and then that second step.
Immediately reaches for, I can't see if it's the groin or the hamstring. Either way, you got some serious muscle groups in there. But one way or the other, I mean, that just. He was kneeling down just before.
Let's see, he's not putting any weight on that right foot at all. He's going to, that is not, that just does not look all too loud. They're going to carry him off.
So Fireballs were still within the 5-minute period. It doesn't appear that he's going to be coming back. Now, he can be substituted by a lower-ranked player, correct?
Yes, so anybody lower ranked, that'd be Cabrera or Jet. But in this case, I think it would be Cabrera. Obviously plays backcourt position, so that works out, and he is lower ranked as well. But that's not a great sign there as Ron makes his way off the court. So we will wait here and see what the call will be. And yeah, Ron is done. Ron is done for the day here. So Cabrera will substitute, and Cabrera will make his way out there. That's what we're getting word.
Well, considering the last time I saw Cabrera, he was in a bathtub. All he has to do is dry off, put on his pants, and come back out.
Yeah, you know, also, look, I mean, fireballs have wrapped everything up.
Well, and the truth of the matter, though,
I mean,
but a clean back quarter. Now work with me on this, okay?
Yeah.
He was in the bath, so he's bathed.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's ready to go.
Yes.
He just needs to get dressed. Obviously, that's the important thing here.
Yeah, you know, it's just tough to see Ron go down, you know. But, you know, fortunately for the Fireballs, they have a equally talented player in a lower division who could fill in that same position. And Cabrera is one of the best catchers. He will come in for Ron here and play with Urrutia for the remainder of this match. Still.
So he's back in the Fireballs area, icing it for the time being.
Yeah. And there he is, the man coming off the bench, Cabrera, ready to go here with Urrutia. And we just hope that Ron is okay with the playoffs coming up.
Has anybody
this
seen
week.
our snack table before?
Did we get a look at it?
We did. We did.
Pretty impressive.
We did. Believe it or not, provided by Andrew Bleckman out of his own pay every week for all of the highlight players to enjoy. That's what we've been hiding behind the scenes this entire time. Andrew provides all the water, Gatorade, and munchies that the kids can have. So
I'm a good guy and not that good of a guy, Stu. Come on, you know, we know our limits. It is 4-3 here. It looks like we will continue. So Cabrera's out there. It is 4-3. The serve, so just to clarify, Inaki threw the serve. The serve was in. Ron tried to make a play on the ball, and he dropped it. So that point there where Ron got hurt was an active point. It was won by the Cyclones, so they lead 4-3.
4-3 in pay-per-view lead.
No, it was 3. Yeah. There's a serve. We continue play. Officially Cabrera in for Ron now. Urrutia left side, cut off by Urrutia. Costado, hard throw up the middle. Amigarena takes it in. Cabrera low runner inside. Inaki. Look at this pace here to begin the play.
Just don't need anybody else to get hurt. Yeah, I know. Just
backhand to the inside, low runner. Picked off by Inaki. Backhand. Thrown wall to wall. Urrutia's coming out. Urrutia left side, turned to the inside. Caught low by Amigarena. Backhand opening up to the outside. Inaki turns it. It's on the wall, controlled by Cabrera. Amigarena from deep in the backcourt. Cabrera with the catch. Fires it high to the inside. Now the rebote. Inaki lays it up. Catch by Urrutia. Crashes into the wall. Now up the middle. Amigarena keeps it on the left side. Ball tipped. Ruled to have been tipped by Urrutia. That's 5 for the Cyclones. Possible set. Possible match point.
I'm impressed with how quickly Cabrera got ready. He got in there. The Cyclones just kept the pace going as though there had been no break.
I mean, even quicker than the first couple points.
Then Urrutia just started turning again.
He was everywhere.
Yeah, back to the inside, throw after throw.
Low runner to the inside, scooped up by Amigarena. Backhand. Cut off overhead by Urrutia. He sends it deep. Rebote forehand, turned outside. That scores for the set. Inaki and Amigarena end it 6-3. 2 minutes. Come back and play set number 2. So
Got an update here shortly on Ron. In fact, Give me a moment.
You go ahead, Stu. We got it here. Back over with the Fireballs, Urrutia and Cabrera. Those just joining us. Ron went out with a right leg injury in that first set. So Cabrera is a lower ranked player, is able to substitute. But for Inaki to Migarena, I mean, great play throughout. There were some marathon points at the beginning of that match. I mean, it looked like they were just going back and forth, back and forth. Great catching, great throws, but it's just tough to play at that pace consistently. Cyclones able to do it there. 6-3, they take the first set. Fireballs. Ruti and Ron hadn't been playing great the last couple weeks, and now dealing with an injury, it just keeps piling up for this particular team. Drop shot here to the inside. Early on, Urrutia gets there, drop shot return. I mean, that was the first point. It lasted about 4 throws, and that was by far the shortest point we had in that set. Diving save there. I mean, every player on the ground making saves, great catches. Look at this one by Migarena. Goes for one hand, just tipped it though. Inaki here with one hand. That's beautifully done. Inaki again here with the costado to the inside. Back over on the Cyclone side of the cage here with the Migarena. Solid day for a Migarena today as Inaki showing off some ink there. Not sure what it reads, but we've seen some other players do that before. Kubala has like the highlight tattoo. He used to kiss that after every win, and a lot of players have some similar tattoos related to the sport. Passionate group. Here they are playing the final regular season day. Urrutia and Cabrera. Inaki and Migarena, we're ready to begin set 2. There's a serve. Set 2 is underway. Catch on the inside by Cabrera. Sends it back. Pass to Migarena. Inaki saves Urbote. Wall to wall from the left side. Inaki turns it over the top. Scoop
What a
by
scoop.
Cabrera. The backhand. A little while. That's up on the overhead screen. Not a play. First point. Set 2 to the Cyclones.
He felt he was so far back that he had a chance to just let it go. Unfortunately, kicked up and hit the overhead screen. Had a chance to speak with Ron briefly, and definitely an area, definitely pain in the hamstring. He's got it iced now. And then after about a court's finish, we'll see if we're going to move on from here. With Ron, that is.
Yes. Now Migarena from the 11 line, sends it high and hard. Urbote coming out. Urrutia lines it up, saves it inside. High scoop by Migarena. Backhand on the wall, pulled in by Cabrera. Forehand Urbote, it's dropping low. Cabrera comes back, makes another save. It's by Inaki and Migarena. Backhand, low runner to the inside, scooped up by Cabrera. Now Cabrera, a runner inside. Inaki comes flying in, lays it on the wall. And Cabrera, stop back behind him again. Inaki fires it inside. Scoop by Cabrera. Backhand to a Migarena. He's got it on the left side. Catch by Cabrera. Sends it up the middle. Towards the outside of Migarena. Had to step in there to save it. Urrutia now with a chance. Costado outside. Caught by Inaki. Two wall. Too low. That caught the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. That's a point for the Fireballs. Urrutia, wrong.
Like I said, how can you not have fun with Inaki around? The ball hit the pad. The judge said the ball hit the pad, and he looked at the judge like the judge was nuts.
Urrutia Cabrera, I should say. But no, you're right about Inaki. Hard serve is an ace. Urrutia and Ron take a 2-1 lead. Amigarena keeps this one low to the inside, scooped up by Cabrera. He goes high and deep, not past Amigarena though, he's got it at the 12. Now Cabrera from the 11, fires it back. Amigarena steps around it to keep it on the left side. Now Urrutia. What a bullet there, comes in, stopped by Amigarena. Costado inside, scooped up, high on the left side, the backhand. Thrown out of reach. Urrutia sets up for the rebote, plays it inside of Amigarena, running around it. There's the backhand. Cut off by Cabrera. Urrutia, Costado, drop shot, long run. Inaki got it. Urrutia left side of Bote, that one clips, takes Amigarena to the outside. He controls it, forehand over the top, crossing the wall. It's played by Cabrera. Backhand 2-all, not enough. Urrutia, Cortada fired inside. Stayed elevated. Amigarena able to make the catch in the backcourt. Wow, what a grab by Cabrera. That one came low. Inaki turns it inside, high scoop. Backhand by Cabrera. By Inaki, good range. Oh, backhand 2-all, not enough. Inaki fires it inside. Look at Urrutia coming cross court. He stops it in the air. Now Rebote save. Oh, Urrutia stopped it. Drop shot. Not droppy enough. Amigarena steps up, makes the catch, fires it out of reach. Not a lot on this Rebote. Urrutia sweeps it up. Oh, what a stop by Amigarena on the wall. Backhand clears the screen. All the way up at the 4-line, turned outside. Inaki caught it. Everybody duck. Urrutia not going to get there, but Cabrera does. He blasts the backhand. Rebote comes at his feet. High scoop on the right side. Forehand. Back to Amigarena. Backhand 2-all, this one opens. Inaki caught in the air. Forehand right to Urrutia. Costado up the middle. Oh, Amigarena tracks it down. Cortada from the outside, picked up by Cabrera. Backhand 2-wall, too wide. Well played point. That goes to the Cyclones, and it's 2-2.
Tremendous play by all 4 players. High energy. Look at this catch by Urrutia.
He did catch it in the air.
And also, he waited for himself to bounce off of the wall. Well, to come off the wall. I mean, a better way of describing it. But that, you know, again, don't smack your cesta into the wall. Came off of it well.
That's an overserve. First fault, second serve for Inaki. Cabrera handles that serve on the outside. Low runner. Back to Amigarena. What a stop on the left side. Cabrera pulls it off the wall. Backhand. This one dropping. Amigarena navigate around Cabrera. Now Urrutia crashing into the side wall. Rebote left side. High to the inside. Look at Amigarena. Takes off. Stops it in the air. Backhand up the middle. Now Cabrera. Low runner inside, picked off the floor by Amigarena. Right back to Cabrera. Forehand Rebote, cut off by Urrutia. Inside placement, kicking up at his feet. Now to stop again in the corner by Amigarena. Forehand, kicks off the wall. Drops between the Cyclones. Inaki stays with it. Plays Rebote inside. Caught overhead by Cabrera. Rebote over the top, right back to Cabrera. He slows things down from the left side. Amigarena now from the 9 line. Catch by Cabrera. Floats it back. Inaki into the Costado. It's a drop shot placement. Oh, Cabrera stepped up. Well, runner scores. Wow. That was pretty cool.
It is. And we may be dealing with a new highlight warm-up routine of a deep soak before stepping onto the highlight court.
It's not, not the worst,
No,
nice and relaxed.
He's played two. He's played two tonight?
Yeah, this is his third. Amigarena's backhand. What a stop by Urrutia. Floats it up. Back to Amigarena now at the 10 line. That's a bullet that comes shooting off the wall. Rebote turned over the top. Back to the left side of Cabrera. Floats it on the wall. Amigarena steps up. Backhand from the 9. That's coming out. Rebote's floating. Urrutia turns it powerfully, but caught in the air by Amigarena. Back to the inside now, Cabrera. Rebote forehand save. Back to the left side of Cabrera. Floats it up. Close to the wall. Amigarena. Stop again. Oh, a ball missed. Rare miss there on the left side. It ties it 3-3.
If we know anything about the Inaki Amigarena team, they're going to go point by point.
Cabrera back to the inside. Good catch by Amigarena. What a grab along the sidewall. Right back to him. Urrutia stops on up at the front court. Backhand opens up to the middle of the court. Amigarena right side over the top. Crossing the wall. Great body control by Cabrera. He makes the play. Back inside now. Amigarena, low runner. Picked off by Urrutia. Then dropped. Cyclones out ahead 4-3 in this second set. Well, runner, it's dropping Inaki. Able to make the catch. Backhand, thrown to pass. Here's Rebote. Left side to the inside. Amigarena's there. Great catch overhead by Amigarena. Back to the inside. Cabrera with the stop. Now Amigarena from the 10 line to the inside. Cabrera let it pass. Now Urrutia saves Rebote. Good reach by Inaki. Controls it, plays it along the wall. Cabrera takes it off. Costado, 2-wall, thrown to score. 5 points, possible set, possible match point 4. Inaki and Amigarena. Look at this 2-wall.
Beautifully executed by Inaki, absolutely.
And it really opens up too. Fault over serve, first fault, second serve coming up. Inaki to the outside. That finishes him off. Point, set, and match. Inaki and Amigarena take it in straight set, 6-3, 6-3. So that's going to conclude our regular season here. That final throw by Inaki. Perfect outside placement. It gives the Cyclones the win. Game day going to end in a tie. And we'll take a look at this replay here. Look at this throw by Inaki. Outside placement.
Gorgeous. Beautifully done.
Beautifully done. Out of reach of both of those fireballs. 6-3, 6-3. The Cyclones win it. We'll be back with Inaki and Amigarena over in the players' cage in just a few moments.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Take a look at that game day score now, ending in a 3-3 tie. Fireballs picking up a half a point. Tied with the Devils there. You see that tie for first place, but the Fireballs do own the tiebreaker, which is total matches won this season. The Fireballs won, I believe, 53 matches, the Devils 49. So the Fireballs will be the #1 seed as we head into the playoffs. We're going to hear from Inaki and Amigarena, though. Believe they're over in the DraftKings players cage, ready to go. Here they are, winners of our last match in the regular season, Inaki and Amigarena. You two put together a pretty good season here, even though the Cyclones aren't making the playoffs. 7-3 overall. How did you guys feel playing together? And then the results obviously showed some pretty good stuff there in the end.
I told many times, play with Inaki. He's one of the best players here from course. He's a player to play with him. I feel very comfortable. And the only thing that I had to do is just catch more balls than the other opponent, and he's going to finish the point. So very happy.
Well, it was a complete performance. It's a complete performance today, guys, to close it out. Awesome win, and good luck. We'll see you guys.
Have a chance for the playoffs or no?
Unfortunately, Inaki, we're not going to make the playoffs, but good win to close it out.
All right.
The money's still coming to you, though. The check will cash, so most importantly.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you then. So before we depart here, let's take a final look at our season standings, if we can, just to get you up to speed with what's going to be happening this week. So it will be the playoffs. One semifinal will be played this Friday at 7 p.m. That matchup will be between the Fireballs and the Warriors. Again, you see two teams tied right there. The Warriors own the tiebreaker over the Chargers, and the Fireballs own the tiebreaker over the Devils. It's sort of there alphabetically, but the Fireballs are the #1 seed, and the Warriors are the #4 seed. So Fireballs and Warriors on Friday. It will be the Renegades and Devils on Sunday for our second semifinal. Then the two semifinalists will play off next Friday, May 9th, in our Winter 25 Battle Court Championship. So again, join us this Friday night, first semifinal of the Winter 25 postseason. It will be the Fireballs and the Warriors. Join us then, Friday, 7 p.m. We'll see you guys.
What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a Karen Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
What another
one.
mate. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court game day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.